Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the cannabis podcast from Percy'sGrowroom.com. I am Macky from the UK, and joining us this week, we have Margaret.
Hello, everyone. It's Margaret coming at you from Central Ontario, Canada, and it's kind of a cool day today.
Nice. We also have John.
I'm here, people, and I have to agree with Margaret. It's cold here today. 65 freedom units. What is that? 18C for everybody else.
Oh, yeah, freezing, John. Freezing.
Cloudy.
18.
Oh my God.
Brr.
Yeah, when it's been
It's
like
cold, bro.
35, that's like a stark contrast. It's not quite that cold here, but
Right.
it is definitely not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the kids the other day were complaining they got a sweater on. Like, oh, it's freezing, and it was at 18. It's like, what
Yeah.
are you even talking
Listen.
about? It's freezing.
I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm also wearing shorts. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
People just get used to it, don't they? You know, you just get used to it being really nice. And then
Yeah.
temperatures you would have been asking for 6 months ago seem freezing.
Yeah, they do.
What can you do?
You
Yeah.
acclimatize.
Yeah. I mean,
That's right.
anything over 10 degrees is survivable. Below that, then it's bad
Survivable.
times, you know?
Man, Macky, you for sure have to come to the Great North. I'm
You would
telling
never
you, bro.
survive.
You would turn around right
No, the thing is,
now,
I wouldn't
bro.
want to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Fuck the cold. Gosh.
He would totally be somebody who lived up here in the summer, but went
Mhm.
south for the winter.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you'd be a
100%.
snowbird for sure. You'd be with all the
Yep.
crazy Floridians.
Hmm I'm telling you,
And
you
the
just
Arizona, man.
it's
So
just
many
one day
people
you'll
in
see a
Arizona.
glazed over look on my face, and he's like, "I have to go now," you know. It's just too cold.
Oh man.
Living the dream. If only that was what we could do. Just have a nice place up north for summertime, and then somewhere down south for the winter
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Living the
would be
dream.
nice.
Yeah,
What a nice
well,
way to start the
But
show.
me and Margaret
Everybody's
are just
dreaming now.
stuck here.
Yeah, we're stuck here.
Well, anyway, yeah, Billy isn't joining us today. He's busy this evening. He's been away for a couple of weeks now. I know you all miss him. We all miss him.
We do.
I'm sure. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. Hopefully, he should
Yeah.
be. Should be. I don't know if he's going to say hi in chat or what. Keep an eye out for him in case he does. But I think realistically, he's just there playing Black Ops 6 all the time. This motherfucker.
He's
Just
on the
zombies, bro.
show to play games.
It's not just the show. He's skipping everything to
Are
play.
we not
Black Ops
entertaining
6.
enough?
He's an addict. He's an addict. He's out of control.
But
Gosh.
you can though, right? Like you,
Oh
you
shit!
can get.
I didn't press
sucked in,
record.
bro.
Fuck. Hold on.
Oh, where were you guys
Recording
in
in
the chat?
progress.
reminding
Oh,
us?
There we go.
no.
Yeah. No. Gosh,
What the
everybody.
Well, we didn't get.
hell?
At least
Gosh.
you just heard it was just the preamble.
Yeah, it's just streaming. I can get that off YouTube. It'll be
Well,
fine. Be fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, yeah,
I
to
mean-
point out, everybody, did you notice how smooth John's audio is there?
Oh yeah, yeah. The new mic, which is pretty nice, I think.
Yeah. Do you hear that? It doesn't sound like a
Pretty
pilot
sweet.
anymore.
No cracking anymore, or
That's right.
I mean, we haven't hit that yet. We'll
No,
just
not
have to
yet.
see.
Not yet. But it sounds smooth.
All right.
Sounds nice, John. Sounds nice.
Whoop.
Yeah. So
like it.
everybody hit the
I
like
like it.
button for John's microphone.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. So yeah, we got some news stories to cover as we do. I don't know. We'll give you a little bit of a spoiler to see what we're going to be discussing. There's some crazy shit. It's been difficult to find news this week related to cannabis. You know, it's the same old shit. Busts here, busts there. Weed is bad. You know, just
I
bullshit. It's
know,
hard to
you
find
just
good
get kinda like
stories.
blah blah blah.
Yeah,
That's my
it's the same old
feeling on
shit,
that.
isn't it? But we
Yeah.
managed to squeeze some out of there from the Googles. We got this
We're
one.
professional.
That's right. That's right. We hunted for it.
Mhm.
Men jailed after smuggling cannabis worth 9 million British pounds into
Holy.
Northern Ireland, into Northern Ireland in wooden floor. And when I first saw that, I was like, "What might have been in a wooden floor? Did they move a whole house and stash the?" But no, it's like packs of wooden flooring is what they.
Oh,
Yeah.
clever.
I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, not so clever because they got caught, and we'll talk
Right,
about
okay,
them
fair enough.
in just a little bit. We have a federal appeals court gives medical cannabis patients who want to own guns a win, because you know there's always this shit going on like, oh, they can't use illegal drugs because they are a gun owner, and if they're a gun owner they can't use illegal drugs. So yeah, so there's all that controversy, but there's apparently a win going their way. You
Yeah,
say, John?
we'll have to talk about that a little bit.
That's right. We'll get to it in a little bit. You also have young adults increasingly choose weed drinks over alcohol. Poll shows. Yes, yes. Give them the option and they would choose the best one, which is probably weed drinks. You know, I'd like to try some, but still not in a position to do so because I live in Airstrip 1. You all know how it is.
Dude,
This one, everybody, you're gonna have to. We'll leave this one to a little bit late. You're gonna have to be just a little bit high, maybe a little bit more than a little bit high to go through this one without being like, "What the fuck?" Because this is a mother of charity worker strangled by cannabis addict boyfriend, hit out at deep pain of the justice system. So unfortunately, her daughter was murdered by her boyfriend, and they're blaming it on cannabis. But yeah, we won't go ranty just yet. We'll get there in a little bit, everybody. Just hold on for a second, get a little high first. We also have Minnesota cannabis businesses say tax increase could drive consumers to the illegal market. Who would have thought it? Dun, dun, dun. So that's the news stories. Then, of course, we have the Grow Guys, where we'll be covering some interesting questions a little bit later on as well. So hit the like button, subscribe, all that, if you haven't already. And yeah, man, what we smoking on then? What you got, John? You got something nice?
What did I put in there? Gorilla Glue today.
Oh, nice.
The
Classic.
Gorilla Glue. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
do
Don't
like
you find that weird that some strains now are classics, but you were there when they came out? I find that really fucking weird.
Right?
It's like
What are
listening
you
to
saying,
songs
Macky? Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you
getting
saying?
old. That's what I'm saying.
As if I need more reminders.
Because it's not just about the weed, it's about music as well. You listen to a song that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and you're like, oh, yeah, man, good tune. And you think that it's reasonably new, but it's not. That is legitimately considered by people who are younger nowadays as a classic.
Yes,
Like,
it is.
Yes.
like Faithless, God is a DJ, right? Tune from back in the classic song. Classic. It's considered like the Bee Gees were to us back in the day.
Right. Well,
What the fuck?
I mean, we were born in the 1900s. So.
Late 1900s.
Don't say that, John. You can't say the 1900s.
Oh,
People
dude,
are
I
saying that.
see-
You can.
They
deny what
are.
you
It's
want,
Yeah, well,
but
they need to shut the fuck up. Is what they need to do.
You can't
Fuck.
tell an entire generation of people to shut the fuck up. I'm afraid.
Yes,
It doesn't
can.
work very
Yes,
well.
can, and I
You
did.
can try, but
they
then
should
I
listen.
feel like you're just yelling into the void. Late 1900s. I'm sorry, it
No,
hurts.
they don't listen, even if
Does
you are
hurt.
making sense. So there we go.
I don't know. I've
No
embraced it.
offense.
I'm
No
like, fuck
offense.
Yep,
it,
me
whatever.
too.
What can you do?
Me too.
Oh man, at least it was better back in the day. But on that note, like the one time one of the kids, the missus was at the dentist or something. She filled out one of those forms, and she's written a date of birth, and then it's come to a date of birth, and let's just say she wrote in, because I won't say her actual date of birth, 1980. And one of the kids, and this was like in 2010 or something, the kids were young, but they was old enough to read, but didn't really know there was something before the year 2000. And so she's written 1980, and then they were like, "Did you just make that up?" You know,
Did you make it up?
they didn't even know it was a thing. What the fuck? Anyway,
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, that hurts too.
yeah, that's
There
getting
was
older.
a time before.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Scary.
my god.
But
Oh, it
anyway,
is.
Beautiful.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What
let's
you
move
what you got
away
today,
from
Margaret? Yeah. Let's find
With
out what
the
Margaret's
impending march
consuming
of
today.
time, I hope
Gosh.
I cope somewhat with edibles, and I've got a little mango haze today.
Oh,
Mango
nice,
hands,
nice.
okay.
You smoking,
Yes.
drinking, just edibles?
No, I have some mango haze in my vape.
Nice,
Ooh,
nice.
fancy.
I wish I knew what was in
Yes.
my vape. Some nice stuff, for sure. Delicious, man, delicious. But it's gonna be Mephisto weed because that's what I grew for like my last 5 grows, and that's what I've still got
Okay.
left. So it's some good shit. It just gets better with age, as cannabis does.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed,
Mm-hmm.
indeed.
We love it.
But with that, I suppose we're ready to move on to the news already.
I suppose we are.
We
Yeah.
can.
That was a quick, professional intro there, with a lot of tangents, but still managed to get to the news within 10 minutes. That's right.
Mm.
That's going to be worth a hit the like button, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Do it. Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Let's go to the news. Right, so we're going to jump straight in here with the Manchester Men is what they are calling them. But we won't go too much deeper than that. I'll read the title. Men jailed after smuggling cannabis worth £9 million into Northern Ireland in wooden flooring. So, just thinking about a new way to transport cannabis safely so it doesn't get damaged. And they put them in the packs of the wooden flooring. Seems to have done good. Here's the guys there on the TV. We won't get to pronouncing their names just yet because I'm going to butcher this. Even though I've been learning fucking Mandarin for ages, I'm still not going to be able to do this. 2 men who smuggled cannabis worth £9 million, that's British pound sterling, not weight, from Manchester into Northern Ireland by hiding it in wooden flooring, have been jailed. Now, let's just say, I want to point out again, right? This is $9 million, everybody. This is what, $15 million in the USA, maybe?
Yeah.
Just
That's
estimating.
lot
It's going to be
of weed.
around there. It's a lot of weed right now. I'll get back to that in a bit. Let's carry on. Chinese nationals Yudong Uyong, 32, and Gary Han didn't do so bad there.
Nailed
That
it.
second
Just
one
showing
was
off.
fucking easy there. You see
You're
that?
just showing off. You're like, I don't know if I'll be able to do this.
Yes.
Till they're
Oh,
flawless.
pow, done. From Manchester, right? And they're not from Manchester. Let me just say this, right? Because this got to me. Because I've seen this news story a few times from different writers over the internet. These guys were Chinese nationals. They just lived in Manchester.
What says that here?
Right.
Yes. So what are they even talking about? Are they from Manchester? I don't know. I don't think it can be
Currently
considered like that.
residing in,
Yeah.
perhaps?
2 foreign nationals living in Manchester. That would have worked for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when I think of a guy from Manchester, I think like Liam Gallagher or something. No, they're from Manchester. That kind of makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
From Manchester, cultivated large crops of cannabis and used heavy goods vehicles to transport it by ferry. The men targeted Northern Ireland as they knew they could charge a premium price, according to National Crime Agency. Imagine imagine doing that. These guys are like, where can we get the best price for this weed? Let's check up with the
Ireland.
National
Oh.
Crime Agency and figure out where's best. People doing their research there now. Jesus.
Oh man.
The flooring was hollowed out to create a void where the pair could hide the drugs before transporting it in pallets. Han was arrested by the NCA officers in February 2022, and Uyang was arrested in December 2023. That's a fucking bit of a
That
difference
was a long
there.
time ago.
They took ages to break that guy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Fucking that's a year and 3 quarters or something. That's a big section of time. That is. Wow. Both pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply Class B drugs at Manchester Crown Court. Hod was sentenced to 3 years and 1 month in prison, and Oyang received 3 years and 6 months. Now let's go back to where I said this is about $15 million. What are you saying, everybody? Are you going to take that bet? Because realistically, this is 3 years and 1 month. They're going to do half the time. And think if they're locked up in February 2022 and they've been locked up since then until now, they're already out.
Yeah. Like.
You know what I mean? That's what's time in. I can't remember. They have a specific meaning for it. But I don't know, time in lieu. That's not the correct term.
Good
but
time. Or...
Because they've been in prison and haven't been sentenced
Yeah.
yet, the time they serve before they get sentenced is an extra amount of time, like double. Like if you serve 2 months waiting for your trial to happen, then the trial happens and you get sentenced to 4 months, that's essentially your sentence done. I think it works something like that. So they're not going to do 3 years. You know what I mean? This guy 3 years, 6 months. This guy 3 years, 1 month. They're going to do 18 months or something. Now,
Right.
for the 9 million
9 million.
pounds, Great British pounds, that's
allegedly.
allegedly. If they sold it as grams, you know how they go. But yes, it's just crazy to think that that's not a lot of time considering the payout if it worked out okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm trying to promote it. Like everybody get involved. The punishment is really low right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying. But that's a ridiculous amount of money. You would think that the sentence would be higher just because of the
Yeah,
amount
that's
of
true.
reward, to try and deter people from doing it. But some people are going to read this article. Not me. I didn't read this article and think it. But I would think, well, a year and a half, read a few good books. It's worth it, right?
Right. Get free room and board,
You know what I mean?
free TV.
You do some exams in there, get some letters to your name and shit. You can do all sorts of things nowadays. It's not just about punishment. It's about rehabilitation,
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying. Almost 40 deliveries into Northern Ireland. And they did this, almost 40 deliveries. You know what I
Holy.
mean? And only got caught after 40 deliveries. So if you stopped at 20, if you stopped at 4.5 million instead of fucking 9, then...
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God damn. Sorry.
It's ridiculous, man.
I'll carry on. I'm going on a bit there. Fuck. I'm not encouraging
Okay,
anybody to
it's
do
okay.
this. I'm just saying. All right. The NCA said the men sent messages to in Mandarin, because, they're from Manchester, in June 2019 and February 2020, and discussed cannabis, warehouse rentals, and travel to Northern Ireland. Translations show one of the men wrote, "I put the in brackets drug money on me, not in the car, so the sniffing dog could not get the smell." Okay. NCA investigators found there were up to 38 deliveries from Manchester to Belfast in that 9-month period. The inner pallets of the flooring were hollowed out to create a void where they could hide the drugs before organising shipping to Northern Ireland using a legitimate shipping agent who was unaware of the cannabis, allegedly. Key players
He's
in...
on it.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Key players in supply operation, this is one of the titles there. The NCA said it is believed 50 kilograms of cannabis was moved in each delivery. Phone evidence also showed Oyang regularly sent photos of cannabis farms, or selfies of him at the farms. His fingerprints and an invoice in his name were found at a cannabis farm raided as part of the operation. Barry Vinnell, NCA operations manager, described the men as key players in a large-scale cannabis supply operation. The organised crime group targeted Northern Ireland as their market where they knew their drugs would attract a premium price, he said. They attempted to make the operations appear legitimate, but investigators unravelled their vast communications and movements, showing they would often transport pallets back across to England so they could be reused for further importations. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's recycling. What, you want them to throw it away? You know what I mean? No, you bring that
you're
back,
right.
use it
Waste
again.
not, want not.
Exactly.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I say. And that's it. Yeah, it says related topics, but yeah, that's that's about it, really. I just think it's fucking crazy that they're probably already.
That is crazy,
Look at the picture
bro.
here. Look at this picture they have of all this cash. Man,
That's
I mean, if you go,
unbelievable.
I'm just saying again. I'm not encouraging anybody to do this. I'm just
Sure
pointing it out
sounds
what
like
the
you
fuck
are
is
a
going
little
on
bit.
here.
I know.
But if you went
condoning
to
this, but
But if you went to rob a bank, you're looking at 25 years, and what? They don't keep cash in there anymore. You fucking 200 grand. You know how much you're gonna take from a
Right.
bank and get 25 years, but you can take this risk and get fucking 9 mil. I don't know, man. It's again, I'm not encouraging anybody to do it, but it just seems
in this
worth
economy,
the
sometimes you
gamble.
gotta
Yeah,
think
you know?
I
outside
call
the
that
box.
risk reward.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's fucked, right?
Yeah.
I know. It's like I don't think anybody should be sent to prison for growing cannabis and shit like that. You know, so it's not like I'm encouraging people to do this. Definitely don't do it. You don't want to go to prison, but there should be some kind of punishment that deters people from doing it. And this
This
kind
punishment is not it.
that's what I'm saying. Even though I think people shouldn't be going to jail for growing cannabis. I'm not saying these guys should be in prison for any amount of time. This should be a legitimate business for them. It's not their fault. The government are a bunch of dickheads and don't want to let ordinary people get involved in the game. It's not their fault. But this is crime at the end of the day, so there should be a punishment that tries to deter other people from doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
But this isn't going to deter anybody. They'll be out in a year, and they'll just try again. They might get off with it this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Lessons
So that's
learned.
what I think. That's what I think. Yeah. Don't be on the phone. You know,
Who
this
was it that
phone
put something in the
communication.
chat about the Jet 2 holiday?
Oh no, was that
Yeah.
Viking? Oh my god, gosh.
Oh, it was funny.
Why is that such a
Yeah,
fucking
there's
thing,
Viking.
man?
There
I
it
see
is.
it everywhere.
It's I don't know, because it's funny.
That 2 holiday. Oh my
Wow.
god, man.
Does that
Viking.
does that advert even work?
Bitch. I don't
Because
know.
I've
it's
never actually seen the real ad. I've just always seen like
I'm just
that
thinking the currency
audio
difference.
over sometimes the worst shit.
Yeah, just
Right.
but that's because it's a troll now. It's turned into like remember the Rick Roll that was just sent out
Rick
to everybody.
Roll.
You get Rick rolled all the time. I think this
Yeah.
is taking over Rick Roll as so
Right.
they're just putting it over random videos. So you just watch it, you flick it, you doom scrolling as you do.
Yeah.
As you do sometimes. Don't do it too much now, everybody. But you doom scrolling, then there's a random video where that fucking, the Jet 2 holiday shit comes on. Oh my god.
Oh god damn it.
We mentioned this in last week's episode as well.
Yeah,
Here we are
Yeah.
again.
It did come up.
Viking, you have to stop. You have to stop. This is not cool. Fuck.
Oh.
Anyway,
Funny.
let's move on. Let's move on from what's going on here in the UK, and let's talk about.
Viking.
Oh no,
Son of a bitch.
fuck it. Did you? This is from Viking, everybody. This is not us. The High on Homegrown podcast does not hold the same beliefs as Improper Weed Viking in the chat. Let me just tell you that. But I'm reading this out anyway. Did you see that Aussie guy who died on his Jet 2 holiday? His family used that saving on a headstone. Brilliant. Brilliant. Condolences to the family. But let's talk about what's going on in the USA, John. You want to talk about these gun laws?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is kind of a little pick me up after I must have read the article a while ago too, like another one leading up to this, right?
Yeah.
So from Marijuana Moment, federal appeals court gives medical, we're going to use cannabis, patients who want to own guns a win. As the U.S. Supreme Court considers a series of cases challenging the current ban on gun ownership by people who use cannabis, another federal appeals court has ruled in favor of medical cannabis patients who want to exercise their Second Amendment rights to possess firearms. I love this. Because as everybody knows, you can't own a gun if you're using medical marijuana. It's just not a thing. It's bad for everybody.
What? So even medical?
Yeah. Yep. Even if you have a medical.
Strange.
Well,
Wow.
and
I mean, like everybody else in the U.S. can own a gun, like literally.
right, but it's because it's classified as a drug, right? However, like
Yeah,
it's
because
not
illegal.
Yeah. So like it's not the same.
Oh,
as,
right, because it's still federally illegal.
Yeah, it's federally
Right,
illegal.
yeah.
So that's where that comes in. And I think what's basically happening is everybody's saying, well, but it's medical now, just like any other pharmacy. You go and get your medication. They don't really track it the same. But like everybody who gets medical cannabis has to have a card, so they technically have an easier way of tracking that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and it is it's on your background check and your application to purchase a firearm. It asks it. So
shall not be infringed. You're saying? Sorry.
Yeah. And that's what this is about, right? So we'll go on. A 3-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th District, in an opinion authored by Judge Elizabeth Branch, nailed it, departed from the ruling of a district court that upheld the federal statute section 922G3 that precludes an unlawful user, any unlawful users of controlled substances from owning or purchasing firearms.
Damn.
Well, yeah, it's stupid. While the Justice Department has repeatedly argued that people who use cannabis in compliance with the state law are uniquely dangerous, and that there are historical analogs in U.S. gun laws that justify the ban, the appeals court disagreed, vacated the prior ruling, and remanded the case back to a lower court. I
Just
call
mentioning
bullshit
there.
on that statement, right?
Well, I've just noticed that
course.
they have these unnecessary hyphens in places. Classic sign of being written by ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
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 What do they actually call those hyphens? There's a word for it. What are they called?
Useless.
I don't know if that's the official term John was looking for, but I agree.
Oh.
Right. I also agree.
It's some kind of dash. I don't
stupid.
know. I forget what
Yeah.
there is a term for it. I forget what it is too.
It's not a hyphen. Is it too big to be a hyphen?
It's M dash. M
Yeah,
dash.
that's what it
M
is.
dash. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
it's M
I think
dash.
it is longer than a typical hyphen.
Mhm.
It is. Yeah. So it's dash.
Yeah, ChatGPT loves the M dash.
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
everywhere.
I don't understand
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Gosh.
It's crazy.
How am I supposed to write
Marijuana
letters
moment,
with
you've been
these? There.
busted.
Yeah, we got you, bro. Anyway. Sorry, John.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
The federal government's allegations in the operative complaint do not lead to the inference that the plaintiffs are comparatively similar to either felons or dangerous individuals. The plaintiffs in the years-long case are Vera Cooper and Nicole Hansel, who are registered medical cannabis patients denied gun purchases over their admission to participating in the program, and Neil Franklin, a former police officer who wants to access medical cannabis, without jeopardizing his rights to own a firearm. So here you got just two regular people, and you also have a former police officer who are getting denied, and he's a cop, so like it's not like he hasn't been around this his whole life, right?
So he's properly
And he
trained
wants
in
to use
shit.
it.
Right.
Yeah. So even he, as soon as he gets that card, boom, nope, you can't have any guns anymore.
So let's just
Oh,
say,
like
John,
crazy.
right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you got a nice collection of firearms, right? And you keep them in a safe. You follow all the rules, and then you hit 40, like we were discussing before chat there,
Yeah,
and all your
yeah.
bones start to just fucking ache all the time. So and you sleep like a fool. So you got dodgy sciatica, and you're like, you know what could
Right.
really help with this? I'm gonna try some of that cannabis. So now you're using cannabis. Are you not like legally allowed to own those guns anymore? What happens? Are they come and confiscate them or something?
So
Well, they'd have
again,
to know
I'm
you
not a
have them,
lawyer,
I
and I don't
guess.
know all the law.
Well, surely they have to be
So-
registered, right?
Yeah, well, not
Depending
all
on
of
the
them.
state.
I mean, well, it's not necessarily that it depends on the state. It just depends how you got the gun, right? Like, so if I inherited a gun from my grandpa, who back in the early 1900s acquired that gun, that's not registered. You know what I mean? But any guns that I've gone and recently purchased, they're registered, right?
Right.
But it's not like they do, like when you go get your medical cannabis card, it's not like they go, oh, well, we're going to run you against, find out if you had any firearms. It's not like that. I think it's more in the sense of like, if you do something wrong and they have to come to your house and check some things out, and then they kind of connect the dots, then they're going to say something about it.
Right. So
You know what
it's
I mean?
not something you, as a gun owner and a cannabis user, do you think it's something these people should be concerned about? You think they got a chance of having their guns taken?
A lot of people talked about this, like when Minnesota went legal too, and everybody always says, "No, I'm not getting a card because it can track me too easy that way." You know what I mean? But I don't worry about it because I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Scary.
yeah, it's kind of crazy, but you literally have to do something to get them to come look at you.
Right. That's it. Yeah. In mode clicks in the chat said you would be charged with a firearm and possession of controlled substance.
Well, you'd be charged with firearm in possession of a controlled
Oh.
substance. Yeah.
Oh, so that's
So it's kind of like
right. Okay.
when you do any other kind of crime, like robbery with, a firearm instead of robbery just by itself. You know what I mean? They're two different charges, really.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I'm with the story.
Sorry, rant. Sorry, my bad.
It needed explaining though for people who didn't know, like me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Former Florida Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried initially led the suit against
Is that
federal
fried?
government, but
Saying that's fried.
I'm going to say Fried
Margaret.
because it's a name, but it might be fried. It is
I
spelled
really
fried.
hate to get between the two of you on this one, so I say fried, tomato.
Okay, fine.
Could have said something like free Ed. Could have taken
Right?
your own version there.
Fried. Nikki Fried, and
Yeah,
that
just
could
say
be
it like
too.
that.
I don't
Nikki
know.
Fried. There we go. Let's both
Okay,
get it
Nikki
wrong.
Fried.
Let's go.
Yes. So anyway, she was removed from the case after leaving her state office. The Republican commissioner who replaced her declined to become involved in legal proceedings. Dick move. One of the most controversial aspects of the many active firearms and cannabis cases deals with the U.S. Supreme Court ruling in 2022, where justices generally created a higher standard for policies that seek to impose restrictions on gun rights. The ruling states that any such restrictions must be consistent with the historical context of the Second Amendment's original 1791 ratification. To that end, the Justice Department has argued that the two medical cannabis patients in the Florida case should be deprived of their gun rights due to their
Wow.
alleged felonious activity and
Fucking hell.
dangerousness. Like, why?
Wow.
What are we talking about here?
Felonious activity. Oh my gosh.
Oh, mm,
Huh.
I don't even know.
No.
Let's continue. After reviewing the district court ruling on appeal, the 11th Circuit said nothing in the complaint indicates that plaintiffs have committed any felony or been convicted of any crime, felony or misdemeanor, let alone that their medical cannabis use makes them dangerous. Thus, the government failed to meet its burden at the motion to dismiss stage. To establish that disarming medical cannabis users is consistent with the nation's history and traditions of firearm regulation, the opinion says. Nothing, well, that's kind of a saying it again, but basically it's saying that they are saying that nothing in there states that they did anything wrong, that they should have these taken away from them, basically. The judges also noted that the new opinion comports with sister circuit precedent, U.S. v. Connolly. In that case, the court ruled that the government failed to demonstrate that lawful restrictions on gun ownership by domestic abusers or the mentally ill were sufficiently similar to its law against firearm possession by drug users. The 11th Circuit Court ruling comes about 2 weeks after the Trump administration asked the U.S. Supreme Court to take up a specific case on the federal government's ban on the users of cannabis and other illegal drugs from owning firearms and uphold the prohibition, arguing that it's consistent with the Second Amendment. To that end, the DOJ Solicitor General is urging SCOTUS to hear one of 5 relevant cases to resolve conflicting lower court decisions on gun rights for cannabis consumers. In the request, the Solicitor General reiterated his position that despite recent appeals court decisions calling into question the constitutionality of the firearms ban for people who use cannabis, even in compliance with state law, the restriction is nevertheless lawful.
So do you just want to jump in, John? Do you want to jump in?
Yep.
And say something really controversial or ask a question that could be deemed as controversial here. But do they take guns away from people who are on SSRIs?
I don't think they take them away from them.
Right.
Like put it into like context somehow. Like, are you saying like they
Well, because from the studies I've seen, which might just be anecdotal bullshit, but when you read the side effects of drugs like that, for example, there would be shit that would be like suicidal thoughts, this shit that gets added to it. But if you have those kind of thoughts, you're also going to have homicidal thoughts as well. So that's essentially proven, and that's in their description of the side effects. So if they think people who are using cannabis are so risky, would they not think the same about people who are using SSRIs and they're going to take their firearms off them just in case?
So I believe it's the same law because they're both controlled substances, right?
Right.
However, I don't think they look at it the same way, right?
Because one's legal and one isn't.
Sense? Well, it's not that it's... Yes, but again, they're both controlled substances, and that's kind of, I think, how it's worded more. So
Madness, man. Madness.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna assume that if somebody really had problems, that might come into question somehow. But I don't think they're really oh, we're going to prescribe you this today. By the way, do you have any firearms in your house that we should come and pick up? Like that's not how it goes, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I, which maybe it should, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's a
So
tough one, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry.
yep.
Just
Well,
wanted to ask that.
this is a pretty long one. It goes a long ways down, but
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
um,
Let's wrap it up. How can we?
yeah,
Because
yeah, I think
we get the whole gist of it, really, don't we?
right. I mean, it's gonna, so it's getting put back to the lower courts. They're gonna want it to go to the Supreme Court to get a final ruling. I think is what's gonna end up happening. But
What
I
do you
don't
think's
know if
going to
it's
happen
gonna
when it gets to that
change.
level?
I don't know if it's gonna change, but we
You don't think
could
they will, eh?
be. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, until it becomes somehow they change it schedule wise, maybe, or until they legalize it federally. I don't think that it's going to change. I
Hmm.
hate to say it, but it would be nice though if they come onto this and go, no, you can't do that. But I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy age right now.
It's going to see
Yeah,
what
it is
happens.
kind of crazy because if I had a neighbor, a gun-toting neighbor, I'd rather them smoking weed than getting drunk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. 100%, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. And it's not the same for alcohol because alcohol is not
Mm-hmm.
a Schedule
That's
3 or Schedule 1, whatever, you know what I mean?
it's a nice little segue into Margaret's story there as well, talking about the differences between weed and alcohol.
That is
Mhm.
true. Nice segue, Macky. I'll take it
Yes,
from here,
beautiful.
folks.
Professional. Fuck. See that? Hit that like button for that professional segue there, everybody. Yes. I'm getting
This
good
one
at this,
comes to
finally.
us-
Fuck.
This one comes to us from
Sorry.
Forbes.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. Young adults increasingly choose weed drinks over alcohol, poll shows. And that's a poll I
Yay.
can get behind. Yeah, right?
Mhm.
American young adults are increasingly choosing cannabis-infused beverages over alcohol, according to the results of a recent survey. The poll found that 1 out of 3 millennial and Gen Z adults choose weed drinks over alcoholic beverages at after-work functions such as happy hours. Marijuana Moment reported this week. Oh, so this originally came from Marijuana Moment. Apologies for not
Mhm.
getting that one. But anyway, the survey was conducted by Drug Rehab USA to gauge the recreational choices of 1,000 employed adults. The poll found that nearly 2/3, 66% of respondents, had tried alcohol alternatives over the previous 6 months. Nearly a quarter, 24%, said that they had at least partially replaced alcohol with cannabis-infused or non-alcoholic beverages.
That's good.
Among millennials and Gen Zers, 1 in 3 said that they were opting for THC beverages over alcoholic drinks.
Mhm.
To unwind after work, 45% drink alcohol, while 24% use nicotine, 20% turned to cannabis, and 16% chose alcohol alternatives like mocktails, non-alcoholic beer, or CBD, the survey found. When it
I'd like
comes
to
to
know how many were actually. They should separate the two. Non-alcoholic beverage is not the same as a THC infused beverage, and they seem to have put them together in this study, right?
well, they said that the people were choosing alcohol, mocktails, non-alcoholic beers, or what was the
Twen-
question?
No, it's separate. 20% turn to cannabis instead of.
And
Or do you mean
16%,
just the
and
drinkable?
it says here, and 16% chose alcohol alternatives like mocktails, non-alcoholic beer, or CBD.
Mm-hmm.
And I think CBD is when they add CBD to a drink, though it's not as psychoactive as THC, it's still not a
Yeah.
non-alcoholic. It's got something in it.
I think maybe they're just suggesting that you're not getting high from it.
Right.
Maybe like
Right. That's what I
the
think.
dividing
A
line.
non-intoxicating beverage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're not getting a buzz from the non-alcoholic beer or mocktails either. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
Jump
no,
in.
that's all right. When it comes to winding down after a long day, Americans are reaching for a mix of familiar comforts and emerging alternatives, Drug Rehab USA wrote in the key takeaways of the survey. While alcohol still dominates, the competition between nicotine and cannabis shows how habits are evolving across generations. After work rituals are no longer limited to a nightly drink or even to alcohol at all. From THC infused beverages to nicotine pouches and non alcoholic alternatives, today's habits reflect a broader definition of what it means to unwind. While motivations vary, stress, routines, social connections, the through line is clear. Americans are turning to consumable rituals that draw a line between work and rest. For many, these rituals begin within the hour and recur multiple times a week. Lambert Perkins, Chief Marketing Officer at Triple Cannabis Beverages, says that the poll's results illustrate young adults' evolving views on alcohol. Gen Z is rewriting the rules of social drinking. They're mindful, intentional, and looking for experiences without the trade off that comes with alcohol. Perkins writes in an emailed statement about the survey, many still want the ritual of having a drink with friends, but they are over the hangover, the calories, and the bloat. Cannabis beverages give them the best of both worlds, something to sip on that is social, but with more control and fewer consequences. We hear from consumers every week that they are swapping cannabis beverages into moments where alcohol used to be the default, such as happy hours, concerts, and winding down at home. The global cannabis beverage market is expected to reach $3.1 billion per year by 2030, according to a
Easily.
business data analysts report from Research and Market published last month. Hemp-derived THC beverages are especially popular, both with manufacturers that avoid the red tape of regulated cannabis and customers who appreciate the accessibility of hemp products, which were legalized with the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill. Today, cannabis beverages can be found in many areas, with products including infused seltzers, malted brews, and other drinks available in bottles, cans, on tap. And on tap in most states. I wish it was on tap here.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, man? How fucking good.
Ugh.
Can I have a pint of White Widow juice, please? I mean, what do you even fucking order? What do you even
Right.
get? Man.
Well,
I mean, I could
yeah.
see that. I haven't seen it anywhere on tap like that, but I mean, it's the
But
same process, man.
you're in
Wow.
Minnesota, aren't you? Don't they have like
Mm-hmm.
some bars that are able to serve cannabis beverages?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like I
Yep.
wish that we had that here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As soon as it went legal, man, boom.
Yeah.
They were
Wow.
in.
I
Yep.
found it interesting that they are called, like I'm not surprised that a lot of younger people are kind of like, yeah, hangovers are bullshit because they are. But the nicotine piece kind of surprised me, but
You know what the sad thing is? I enjoy a nice whiskey, and a good
mhm.
whiskey
Mm-hmm.
is like 12 years plus, 18 years plus. So before we start seeing any kind of drinks like that are THC infused, are we gonna have to wait 12 years before we start seeing real whiskey with THC in it and shit?
I hmm,
Maybe.
maybe
Mm.
perchance.
But yeah, I'm
But
looking
what
forward
Yeah.
to
what
those
would the
days.
what would the
Yeah.
degradation on the THC
Mm.
be like that? I
Yeah, good
wonder.
point. Would it just all be CBN by then?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
Hmm.
your
I
sleepy time
wonder.
whiskey.
I wonder if
Damn.
somebody's like testing that.
Well, if anybody is needed for testing, give me a shout. I'm available.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, I mean, I will
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice myself.
Yep.
That's
See
very,
how
very commendable of
it's
you.
very noble of
Mm-hmm.
me. I would say, very very true. But yeah, man, now, these drinks are, and they said, what is it going to be, 3.1 billion per year by 2030? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It depends what legalizes in between then and now. Because the more and more countries that legalize I think cannabis drinks are going to be huge in 10, 15 years. The more
Yeah, I
places
Hmm.
think
that
they're still
legalize.
like relatively small market share wise,
Yeah.
like in the entire all the products available on the market, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think they're just getting more popular.
Yeah, man.
I think they are too, because like when I go hang out at the CBD shop local to me or whatever, like almost everybody that walked through the door was grabbing a drink or
Right.
two or a 4-pack and taking it with them,
Mm-hmm.
besides buying their edibles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice, man.
it is getting more popular for sure.
Yeah,
It
times they
probably
are
one
changing.
day will be more popular than smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
one more thing about the drinks in like the bar, Margaret.
Yeah.
I think they're limited to only like serving them two.
but like a
Serving them
limit,
too.
they can only buy two,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
uh, two bottles
Yeah.
or something.
Like at least at the one bar that I know of, where they sell it, Like their limit was 2. Like if you were there, you could only have 2 of them, and then either you had to switch or you know,
Switch to what?
like you could switch to drinking beer or
Alcohol?
something if you wanted to. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting that they're like, yeah, if you can handle the crossfade, have at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But it's the way it was. Yeah.
How many, like, how strong are the drinks? Like, how many are they? Because
Is
I mean,
it?
for some
I
people,
think
2 would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
right. I
If
think
you,
the cans are limited in Minnesota to 10 milligrams, I believe.
Decent dose.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe. So I think they sell them in 5 and 10 milligrams, depending, whatever.
Well, they need to
Right. For some
change
people, that
that.
wouldn't do anything.
They need to change it to they need to have it the same as alcohol. Like, what percentage THC is it? Like when you have a beer, it's 4-5% alcohol.
Right.
You should be able to get a beverage that's 4-5% THC or something like that. So people can try and get some kind of the more they can make it similar to alcohol, the easier it's going to be accepted by society, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Milligrams, you're going to have to do the maths on it, aren't you? And people don't want to do that. You just want to buy a beverage.
Right.
Anyway, that's just my opinion about it. But it's good to see. I want to see more of these drinks around the world, man. It's a long time till we get one in the UK. I'd love to try one. I'd just to know what it was like, and is it delicious? Are they? Can you? We're spending a bit long on this, but I just want to know, Margaret, do you get like beer that's flavored, that's added with the THC, like a non-alcoholic beverage with that? So it's not all sweet drinks like a Red Bull, because I imagine it to be like a sweet drink in a can, like a Red Bull or something like that.
There's a lot of sodas on the market for sure, but there are a lot of like seltzer type sparkling, and probably some flat waters too, as well. That are
there's some more
just
that are more
water?
like juice too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like flavored, like the sparkling waters, seltzer waters, and stuff as well. Because a lot of people don't want the sugar, as always.
Right.
Because a lot of the sodas, they're really good and they taste really good, but then they're like
sugar.
Lots of sugar. Yeah,
it's too much for me. But if I had a nice wheat beer or something that was infused, then I would drink a non-alcoholic beer. Otherwise, I don't see the point in drinking a beer.
I know.
You got to have that good shit in there.
Honestly, I agree. But like Firetop says in the chat too, they're not really like, it's different than eating edibles too, because they come on faster.
Apparently, and it Firetop. Just say. Firetop says apparently different. Just nobody's gonna get that inside joke. But when we're playing Letter League and shit, everybody says apparent. I'm doing it now. Firetop, you see that? Apparently, that's the word, right? Apparently,
yeah.
But Firetop says it every time he says it. He'll say apparently. Yeah, I just wanted to get him there. Firetop. That's right.
Well, he was correct. They come on faster, like 15-20 minutes, and then instead of like, edibles can be hours long, it's more like a couple hours.
Nice, man.
Which is another reason why they're good socially, because you can go out, have a good time, and then you're fine. If you have to drive later, you're fine.
Right.
It's like the old lemon tech with the mushrooms. If you eat the mushrooms, take a little bit longer to come on. Bit of lemon tech, 15-20 minutes, you're feeling that, Yeah, man. Anyway, let's move on to this next story. Because it's a bit tragic, this one is. And we wanted to, I would have mentioned about how alcohol can make people violent. That's the way people see it. But apparently, according to this story, so can cannabis. Cannabis addiction is
allegedly
real, and it will kill you. Allegedly. Mother of charity worker strangled by cannabis addict boyfriend hits out at deep pain of the justice system. I'll get straight to the story here. The mother of a charity worker who was strangled by her cannabis-addicted boyfriend has hit out at the criminal justice system after a murder charge against him was dropped. Jesus. Wendy Westcar Sabaroche, I think. Kennedy Westcar Sabaroche, I think the name is, 25, was killed as she sat in her car by partner Gogoa Tape, 28, who then drove around with her lifeless body in the passenger seat. Now, let me just say here before we carry on, they're blaming this shit on cannabis, right? But there is an Eminem song that specifically mentions this scenario. So why isn't he to blame? Huh?
Right.
Why are you blaming the
Right.
cannabis? Maybe he wanted to live out the fucking Eminem song. Huh? They blame they blame games for shit. They blame music for shit. Why is cannabis
Yeah.
to be blamed for this? What made them choose the fact that he used a lot of cannabis that made this crime happen? Maybe it was the song. Just saying. It wasn't. I'm not saying it was. It's just, they like to fucking throw accusations around and pin blame where
Yep.
it doesn't belong all the time, in a London Crown Court heard tape, and that's the name of the guy. They didn't listen to a tape. They use this confused me when I read through it initially. They used the word tape a lot, and I thought, did he tape her up? No, his name is Tape. So don't get it confused, right?
For the
In a
love of
London
God.
Crown Court, I just
Okay.
wanted to explain that. Sorry about that. I don't know if that was necessary, but it's there now. In a London Crown Court heard Tape, known as Lois, punched Miss Westcar Sabaroche repeatedly in the head, throttled her, and attempted to stab her with a kitchen knife in a horrifying 8-minute long attack. After ending
Did
her
they-
life... Sorry, John?
Did they use throttled her?
Yep,
Like-
throttled her. I didn't pick a different word, John. I didn't just
No,
think...
I know, but I just heard it and I'm thinking, they actually used that in an article?
Yeah.
Throttled?
This is from the Standard,
Wow.
bro. They
Okay.
they don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently not. Okay.
After
sorry.
ending her
My bad.
life, Tape moved Miss Westcar Sabaroche to the passenger seat and drove the car around to avoid neighbors intervening. He stopped at the shops for cigarettes with his girlfriend's dead body in the car and used her phone to send messages to a friend pretending she was alive. Tape failed to raise the alarm. It was more than 6 hours after the fatal attack that he told anyone about the death, and her body was found in the car in Hackney, Wiston Road. Tape, a daily cannabis smoker, was charged with murder but pleaded guilty to manslaughter by diminished responsibility. The Crown Prosecution Service initially pushed ahead with plans for a murder trial, but then agreed to drop the charge after receiving expert psychiatric evidence in a move which stunned Miss Westcar Sabaroche's devastated family. This is in quotes. It is deeply painful to know that despite the overwhelming truth of what Tape did, the legal system has given room to this version of events in a system meant to protect the innocent. Miss Westcar Sabaroche's mother, Linda, told the sentencing hearing that that too is a gaping wound, is in quotation marks again. She said that members of Miss Westcar Sabaroche's family delivered victim impact statements in court, but said their words had been substantially redacted before the hearing began. In the parts where she was allowed to read, Miss Westcar Sabaroche's sister Danielle Westcar Jordan said she has received no support, no statutory help, and no financial aid as she struggles with the traumatic aftermath of the death. She said she has worked in mental health therapy for a decade. Fuck, got that mixed up. But her sister's death has left her with difficulty expressing empathy to patients. It's deeply painful that the system I contributed to now feels like it is protecting the perpetrator, not the victim, she added. The violent way her life was taken has left us with pain that cannot be measured. Kennedy deserved protecting in life, and she deserves justice in death. Miss Westcar Sabaroche worked as a social worker assisting in the Mary Curie Trust. She has been apprenticed for the Prince's Trust, and she has met the King on 2 occasions. So yeah, this goes on. It goes on, and it's tragic. At the end of the day, girl lost her life here, and now not only has she lost her life, but she's not going to get proper justice because this guy wants to claim that he did this ridiculous thing, this heinous act, because he was high on cannabis, and they're just going to accept that. Like, oh no, it's not
He
murder.
was high on cannabis during the attack.
Very true. He just
Right.
used
Like,
cannabis
that
daily.
doesn't-
They
there's
just
just
say he
says
was
that
high.
he's a
Just
daily
mention
user.
He smoked
Mm.
weed every day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And who is their expert psychiatric person? Who is this?
I don't know. Did they drop a name?
No.
It might have further down.
That's why I'm
It's
like,
a long
what does
article.
that even mean?
Prosecutor Julia for Walker. Everybody got double barrel names.
I mean, what's
nowadays.
diminished responsibility? They're trying to say he was a little little
It wasn't
crazy.
his fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
diminished responsibility means that he wasn't mentally capable of understanding what he was doing or something, right?
So
So
there is a
insanity
paragraph
plea.
here that says she told the court that the guilty plea to manslaughter by reason of diminished responsibility had been accepted rather than pursuing a murder trial after experts found Tape was suffering from paranoid and persecutory delusions arising from schizophrenia at the time of the killing.
Wow.
You got to read real deep into the article to find out why. I mean, not to say that's any reason why, but it had nothing to do with weed. So why that's in the headline, I
Yeah.
don't know.
So this guy was schizophrenic. Is that what they're saying?
They're saying he could be
Just
suffering
so
from
yeah.
delusions from schizophrenia. Yeah.
Wow. And they
So
still
let's
want to try and blame it
oh
on the
my
cannabis here?
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's just the way it goes. Poor cannabis. It gets slated for everything. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, it says he's
Oh my
smoked
God.
daily since 2014. Then he lied about stopping the drug use in 2023 when it was clear his mental health was plunging. Signs of issues began to emerge, including Tape talking about the devil and making unfounded allegations about Miss Westker's Sabarosh's infidelity.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So he had a bit of a history of violence, it sounds like, too. Which none of
Damn.
this really had much to do with cannabis and more to do
No.
with his severe mental health issues
Indeed.
that were
Indeed.
undiagnosed or undealt with. It's
Right?
pretty tragic.
Yeah. Shocking, man. And the
Yeah.
headline there just
Shocking
blatantly says
title.
strangled by cannabis addict boyfriend. It doesn't even need to be there, does it?
No.
No, it really doesn't.
Why didn't they
It's
put
not really-
schizophrenic boyfriend instead?
Yeah.
Mentally ill boyfriend. You know, something that's actually applicable here rather than the fact that he used cannabis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fucked. This guy
Yeah,
was pretty
very
fucked.
fucked.
Yeah. And he's how long's he get? I don't think they said anything about the sentencing, did they? They're still going through sentencing, but they're going to be sentencing him for a lesser crime than
Right.
murder,
Yeah.
diminished responsibility. Yeah.
Even though to beat the
Hmm.
shit out of somebody in your car is like, I don't know, it's pretty violent.
Mm.
Yeah. And then drive around. What is this weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
The
And
fuck?
send text messages to her friends
Oh,
Yeah.
and make it sound like she
my
was
God.
still like alive.
wow.
Savage.
Yeah.
Savage.
That's insane. It is
Mhm.
Yeah.
insane.
No, don't like it at all.
No.
Anyway, yeah. Be careful on that cannabis, everybody.
Yep.
Well, we have one more. Let's do
Sure.
this one. What were we saying about the business taxes in Minnesota there, John?
Yeah, the Minnesota. So obviously everybody knows that since August of 2023, we've been legal, but we start out with a lower sales tax on cannabis. Now we've got a little bit of an increase. So Minnesota marijuana businesses say tax increase could drive consumers to the illegal market. Ba-ba.
Dun, dun, dun.
Excuse me. What we saw in California is that high tax on legitimate cannabis leads straight to the black market, and I'm very concerned that that's going to have the same or similar impact here. A last-minute tax hike on cannabis products passed as part of Minnesota lawmakers' special session budget compromise may prove to be a boon to illicit dealers. Now, I also want to bring this up that since we went legal, we've only had access to rec through the tribal nations, okay? And the very first store around me that was off tribal nation land that opened was about an hour away from me. And it was literally like 2 weeks later they did this.
2
the
weeks?
First, 2 weeks later
Sorry.
that they increased the tax. So nobody had been paying any tax because, it's on tribal land. And then as soon as the first one off tribal land gets opened, boom, they up the tax. That was crazy. So that's according to cannabis industry experts, business owners, and at least one prominent DFL lawmaker who say the state's relatively high cannabis tax will give consumers reasons to avoid regulated legal dispensaries in favor of informal sources on the black market. Or you could just grow your own and avoid everything. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way I think you should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's 15% state tax on cannabis or on marijuana and other cannabis products is among the highest in the country, trailing only Arizona 16%, Oregon 17%, California 19%, and Washington 37%. Holy,
Yeah, that's a
37.
big increase. Go on,
Oh,
Washington. Go on.
yeah, Jesus, man. And I thought Illinois was high, but anyway, I thought it was the wrong thing to do, increasing the tax, said Senator Ann Rass, DFL New Hope, from New Hope, chair of the Senate Tax Committee. What we saw in California is that the high tax on legitimate cannabis leads straight to the black market. I'm very concerned that that's going to have the same or similar impact here. Minnesota's cannabis tax was initially set at 10%. The increase was a product of bipartisan budget negotiations between Governor Tim Walz, Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy, DFL St. Paul, and House Speaker Lisa Demuth, I think that's how you say it, from Cold Springs, and the late Speaker Emeritus, Emeritus? I don't know. Melissa Hortman.
Just saying, John, you didn't nail these ones.
I didn't. I sucked real bad at it, and I'm from Minnesota. Oh my God. Anyway, she's from Brooklyn Park. The leaders stepped in to try to forge a compromise on the state's budget after months of gridlock in the legislature due to a tied House and a one-seat DFL majority in the Senate. At the time, Demuth said the tax increase was simply right-sizing the tax rate to be more in line with other states' rates, but research by the Tax Foundation shows that the new rate puts Minnesota above the median tax rate for states that have legalized the sale of recreational marijuana. Of those 23 states, 14 have a lower cannabis tax than Minnesota. There are nuances like Illinois' higher tax on edibles and concentrates compared to flower, as well as 2 states that tax by weight rather than price. This doesn't account for Minnesota's sales tax of 6.875% and any local taxes. So what that means is that on top of the 15%, you also get taxed 6.875 with it on top of it, right?
mm-hmm.
Plus any like if your city has extra taxes, you can get taxed too. In Minneapolis, state, county, and city sales tax are 9.03%. Add to that the cannabis tax, you end up with an effective rate of over 24% on cannabis products sold in the city. I've had people pick out their products, ring them up, and then when they hear the final price, they just walk out the door, said Mark Ide, owner of In Dispensary, the first recreational dispensary licensed in Minneapolis.
Felt like doing that in Tesco yesterday. Just saying, fuck.
Right. What are the downsides of higher cannabis taxes? The new 15% rate effective since July 1st affected the tax rate on THC edibles and drinks that most dispensaries and smoke shops have had on their shelves for years since Minnesota's legalized those categories of cannabis products in 2022. Medical cannabis available in Minnesota since 2014 is exempt from both the cannabis tax and the state sales tax. Woo-hoo. I think they should do that for the other two. THC vapes and cannabis flowers are set to be on shelves as soon as cultivators can grow them or retailers can sign contracts with the tribal nations that have been allowed to grow plants since recreational use of all cannabis was legalized in 2023. So again, like I said, there wasn't anything even open yet that they could tax. And as soon as the first two, couple opened, boom, they upped it. So they didn't even give it a chance at 10% to see what the state was going to bring in. I think that's pretty low, in my opinion.
Yeah, short-sighted.
Yeah. This will give consumers more choices, but higher prices than they are used to getting from the illicit market that has flourished in a state that legalized using cannabis products years ago, but is only now licensing recreational retailers. Price difference, which varies, is not only because of taxes, in addition to having to lease a storefront, pay employees, license dispensaries, have to go through a regulatory gauntlet, outfitting their stores fit the Office of Cannabis Management specifications regarding security, odor control, and other aspects of their businesses. They also have to have their cannabis sent to an approved lab to have it tested and its potency measured and labeled. All of these have one thing in common. Cannabis retailers said they cost their businesses money that an illicit dealer would not have to pay, and that's money they largely cannot recoup until they can secure a supplier. The evidence suggests that when a state has high barriers in a marketplace, whether it's a limited number of retailers due to regulations, not enough suppliers for the retailers, or high taxes pushing up prices, conditions are ripe for a parallel, unsanctioned market to take the same share of that business, said Jacob McCumber Rosin. Why does he have a hyphenated name?
Yeah,
An
what's his name?
excise-
Rosin.
I don't know. An excise tax analysis at the Tax Foundation. For example, he pointed out that Minnesota has higher taxes on cigarettes than its neighbors and also has the sixth highest rate of cigarette smuggling in the nation, according to his organization's research. Being that I live right on the border with North Dakota, that's a fact, man. Everybody from within, I bet you, an hour and a half at least, will drive to North Dakota and buy smokes and go back. Like, that's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Easy to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just go to the store. It's not like they're asking you where you're from or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this just goes on to talk more about,
Yeah.
the illicit
But
market.
I was
and
just
whatnot,
wondering
but you
here,
get the gist.
like,
Yeah.
well, not wondering. I want to say that's the right word because I just think it takes the piss. The reason why cannabis was priced the way it was in the legacy market is because there's crime involved. But when
Right.
you can produce cannabis legally, there is no reason why they need to be charging $10 a gram, for example. It's ridiculous to
Right.
be charging that much. And you want to put your tax on it and shit, cool. But it's just they're taking the piss.
So some of it. So I've done a lot of research and about this because I wanted to do a micro business, right?
Mhm.
In Minnesota. There are so many hoops, man, and so many things you have to pay for.
Mm.
It's unbelievable. So like, yeah, it shouldn't be that price, but because of all the regulations and stuff that people have to go through, and like they brought up like sending all your flour and any of your products really to a lab to get tested all the time. That shit
Right,
ain't
yeah.
cheap, man.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know? So like all that stuff adds up, and they really do push, like they talk about odor and stuff they have to do for their places, but like in a retail store in Minnesota, I don't know what they're controlling for odor because you legitimately cannot have it out. Like in Colorado, you can walk in and you can see it right there, flour in a jar, and be like, "Hey, I like how that looks. Can I smell that?" You can do that in Colorado. Minnesota, you can't. Like everything's bagged, put away.
Damn.
Like, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but there is a lot that goes into it. So I understand that, but that has nothing to do with tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like tax doesn't need to be that high. It's crazy.
Just squeezing the nipple till it's purple, as they say in
Mhm.
Shawshank Redemption.
And it is 100% a dick move to up it as
Yeah.
soon as the first retail stores open.
Yeah.
Like that is mental, man.
I mean, how do they think the public's gonna respond to that,
Well,
especially in this economy?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know people that have gone to the dispensaries, and stuff, and it's the same. I don't know. It is high priced for sure, but even the prices, like it seems like all the dispensaries just turn around and they give you like all these discounts to bring that down.
Mm-hmm.
So like you might be thinking, oh, I'm paying 50 for 3.5 grams or an eighth, whatever you want to call it. But then you get there, you buy two of them and they give you like 40% off or 30% off or something. So most places are trying to keep it lower, but yeah.
It's madness, man.
Yeah.
They need to get the the legal market, if they want it to thrive, they need to get the legal market to a decent quality that's better than the legacy market and a cheaper fucking price. And then it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Until that happens, people are still going to go to Trevor around the corner, aren't they? That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Simple.
Or
grow their
again,
own.
You could
know?
just grow your own.
Yeah. And that's what it needs to compete with, realistically. They need to. It's like having a beer. It's easier to just go to the shop and get yourself some beers than brew your own. You can brew your own; it's reasonably cheap to do so. But it's a bit of a mission. The same with weed. You should have cannabis at a price where it's easier and cheaper for you to just go to the fucking shop and buy some weed than growing it at home by yourself, unless you really enjoy growing it. Of course, same with coffee. It's easier to just go to the shop and buy coffee than it is to grow your own coffee beans. So you go to the shop. And that's how it needs to be with cannabis, just like it is with everything else. But they just take the piss and put all these stupid regulations in place that increase the price. And it's just a bunch of fuckery, man. And until they figure all that shit out, then nothing's going to be fixed, you know?
So, Margaret, around you in Canada there, it's dropped considerably, hasn't it, prices?
Yeah, it has been a bit of a race to the bottom, but it can still be pretty expensive to buy stuff in stores.
Yeah.
Because people like to brand, it's just like, oh, it's premium weed or whatever.
Right,
And they're charging $50 for 3.5 grams or something plus tax. I don't know. I don't actually go into the dispensaries that often.
Right. Well, I just remember like a couple of the guys I know up there and stuff, and they'd be telling me, oh, you can go get an ounce for $75. And I'm like, really? No,
You probably can.
But it's all the same. And it's all,
Yeah.
Good price, but still too much. 75 is still too much. I think so.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But who knows, man? It's the government. The government surely know better than I do. So, yeah. Thank you, government. Let's just say again, everybody, thank you, government, for keeping us all safe and doing what's best for us. We appreciate you, government. I have to say that because I'm in the UK and they can get us if you don't talk about them nice now.
You might be one of the 30 a day.
But getting locked up for social media posts. You never know. Gotta be careful out there, everybody. Just say nice things about the government now. Yeah. But yeah, anyway. Interesting news stories there. Just condolences to the lady and her family for the loss. It's bullshit that it has to be used as a story that spins the narrative that cannabis is bad. But it still doesn't take away the big loss to the family. And I hope justice is properly served. It's a damn shame.
Yes.
For forum news, the Plant of the Month voting is open. So, get over to the forum and vote on the fucking plants, man. There's 8 entries, I think. What's the letter G? What number is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 entries. Did that on my fingers, everybody, if you couldn't tell.
Very good.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. So, 7 entries.
Is that what it is in the poll? Is it A through G? Is that what it is?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yes.
I totally
is
thought
that
it
6?
was
A,
numbers.
B, C. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, 7. I'm on it. Right.
Are you laughing because he said the alphabet out loud? I mean, I still do that.
Yes. But going back and having to check it again. This is the
Just
question,
making sure.
like-
No, because I did it a second time and G came up as 6, and I'm like, no, do it again, check. And yeah, it was 7. Fuck it out.
Oh,
what?
shit.
Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, Madison Knoll in the chat there said I messed up and took my pick wrong. Yeah, you have to check them rules, man. We like to see that it's the whole plant in the pot and all that shit. There's specific rules just to keep it fair. So check those out. There's a good entry as well. Yeah, enter it into the next one. Retake the picture and just re-enter it for the next plant of the month. That starts again on the 1st of the month. So that'll be September. Can't believe it's September already. That's nearly September. That's crazy.
Dude, it is flying by, bro.
Yeah. Wow. Funny how time flies, as they said in that Tears of Fear song. Good fucking tune.
That's right. It is.
But anyway, yeah, that's it. Is there any more forum news or anything to add on your side of things there, Margaret? You got any news?
Oh, you surprise me with this every single week.
I know. I rarely ask.
She's like, why are you bothering me, Macky? Fuck.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
This isn't bite me. Stop talking about it.
That's right.
Mind your
So
business, Macky. Fuck.
For those listening that aren't aware, I host a little show called Bite Me the Show about edibles, and I am having
It's a
a
new
guest.
show. New show.
Yeah, brand new. There's 300 odd episodes at this point, but there's a fellow coming on well, I've already interviewed him. The episode's coming out this week. I interviewed Wesley Holloway of Benevolent Bakery. He's based out of the US, and his company
Okay.
makes it's really cool. His company makes like boxed fucking can't talk. Boxed cake and brownie mixes, but they're infused. So all you have to do
Wait,
right?
what?
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
go to bakery and you can check it out for yourself. He ships across the US. I'm not sure where else he might ship.
Oh,
Because he sent
Re-
some to me, and I made the cake yesterday, and I tried a piece last night, and I definitely got high. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Really, he can ship them across the state.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm curious
yeah.
about that now.
And the thing I really like about his company too is he is donating a portion of all proceeds to local nonprofits. So he's working with a
Okay.
couple right now, and he wants to have more because he came from the nonprofit sector. So one of the ones he works with is Exit Now. There's one in Oklahoma and one in Missouri that he's working with a lot right now.
Beautiful.
Okay, hold on. I want to get what was the name of it again? Because I want to put
Benevolent
that on
Bakery.
here.
That's right.
Benevolent.
Check out the interview then, everybody. You can get more
And-
information about that over on Margaret's podcast there.
He
Bite
gave
me the show about
me
edibles. Sorry,
he
Margaret.
gave me a code. I think it's Bite Me 20. You can get 20% off if you order as well. And I don't
Do
get
it,
any
lady.
kickbacks or
Check
anything
it
like
out.
that. But
Do it,
Yes,
lady.
do it, lady.
yeah.
Oh, fuck, I love chips.
But it's
on
kind of
it.
fun because the brownie mix, I haven't used, he sent me the brownie mix. I haven't tried it yet, but you just add water and you bake it. And then the cake mix was, you had to have eggs, oil, and water. But yeah,
Nice.
kind of cool.
When's the interview
Shut
coming
your
out? Did you say
face.
Thursday?
That one's coming out on Thursday. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. I'm
Make
gonna
sure you
watch that
download
for
it,
sure.
everybody. Download it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. He's a cool guy doing some cool things.
See. Well, that's it then.
Awesome.
Let's go smoke break. Let's do it. Yeah, smoke break. 10 minutes of chatting shit. Damn.
Woo.
What shit shall we chat this week? Gosh.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, are we still on schedule for the aliens arriving?
I
Oh,
know,
what was
right?
that supposed to happen
Oh,
again?
did you see that this week? There's updates.
November, I think.
That thing is
November.
apparently giving off some kind of light, and that doesn't make sense.
That does not
It's
show up at
emitting
all.
its own light.
This alien thing?
The what's it called? 3A Atlas or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
of the name.
Atlas. Yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be here. Well, it's going to be passing through Mars around November time, so just a couple of months away. Yeah, and
Okay.
apparently it's emitting its own light, and the video I watched was like 20 minutes long. It's like, this is not clickbait, this is serious, and he explained it all about. It could be, if it was gas, it would be this, and just all these different scenarios these astronomers run through, and it's like it can't be any of these things. None of these things make sense. It's emitting its own light. It's not reflecting it. It's not coming from gas or something like that. So yeah, man, maybe these motherfuckers got the lights on their spaceship, flying their way
What a
here.
chance.
And this is the thing
How
when it comes
fast is this
to,
thing moving?
well, it could be moving at the fucking speed of light for all we know, and then it got close to us, and now it has to slow down.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Before it gets to the
Mhm.
solar system, or is it going to fly past too quick? Maybe that's how it
Right.
works. I don't know. I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson or anything like that. I know a little bit about physics, but they need to slow down. Wow, it's so crazy. Yeah, over
Yeah,
1K
yeah.
miles an hour. Beautiful. Says Haunted Hacker. What's up, Haunted Hacker? Shout out to
That's
Haunted Hacker. in the chat.
cruising, bro.
And we did have a question there. Fuck, let me and just to say that about my English knowledge, you said Madison Knoll in the chat there, and they said, where was that one? I want to pick out the right one. Scrolling up, no, fucking hell, there's a lot of chat going on, but they said that I'm the first person to ever pronounce their name properly. Yes, yes, that was worth noting. Somebody else put a question in the chat as well, and it was in the news, so we don't answer questions in the news there. But drop that question again when we get in the.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you write
We'll
it down at
answer
all,
it.
Margaret?
I have, yeah, I did not write it down, no, but I'm pretty sure I recall what the question was.
I don't know what's going
Right,
on
cool.
here, but I can't scroll
So-
the fuck back up.
Yeah, that'll be in the list of mail section there. We'll get to that, everybody. How else do you pronounce
Okay.
Noel? It'd be Noel, maybe. I don't know. I know what most
I
people
mean,
Don't try and burst my bubble here, Smee. Fuck. Fucking
that's
pronounce the word
my
properly.
job.
Yeah, that's John's job. Smee. What
Damn
the
it, man.
fuck? Jesus. Yeah, no. No. And now I'm thinking maybe I pronounced it wrong the second time. As I do, you know. I
Everyone says
fluctuate in the
Noel.
way everyone says Noel. Okay. Okay.
So,
Wow.
so to be clear, it's null.
It's Noel. Like the
Noel.
grassy Noel.
Noel.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
spelled different.
Did you just say the grassy knoll?
Of
That's
course.
what I was thinking, the grassy knoll.
Yeah, the grassy knoll. Wait, what?
It's the Brummy accent. How dare you, Haunted Tiger? How dare you? Know how hard I try not to have that fucking accent, huh?
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I don't have that accent, so I don't think so. Anyway, I'm a little bit different.
No,
Get
like
him,
doll.
Smee, get him. Fucking hell, Firetop's turning sides now. Just because you keep losing at fucking Letter League, man. You shouldn't be just hating on me like that, Firetop. Fuck. Jesus. See what happens? You just play some friendly games with people and they turn against you. See this shit,
Yeah,
Margaret?
yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
Yeah, I
you
do.
cheat a little bit. I mean, like.
What? Yeah. I like Letter
Oh.
League too much. It's a good game.
It's a good one. Lots of
Yeah.
shit gets talked on there too.
Yeah, true. Very true. That's why less and less
Mhm.
people play.
If I can not say shit.
Boo, how you mean, Macky?
Oh shit.
Firetop plays this game with us, you know. And he did well on the last game, this Letter League game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I came in last on one of the last games. It's
Yeah.
pure shit.
Cookie grows out
fuckery.
there. It's been coming second more often now, which I like. You know what I mean? It's good to see. You've never joined us for a game, Margaret. You should sometime.
I know.
We have
The
some good
time
fun over there.
zones.
Yeah.
No. We do it at like 3:00.
In
Our
the
time.
afternoon?
Yeah.
I know, but I'm usually doing shit.
Yeah.
Listen, Margaret, you got to take a break sometimes.
Yeah,
all
take
right?
the day off sometime. Come play some Letter League, man. These just turn into lame excuses after this amount of time. You're just afraid.
I mean, I'm
Margaret.
usually cooking
You're
supper
afraid.
all the time.
Probably.
Like
Yeah.
I'm in the chef in chef mode in the kitchen. Like shit.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cornerstone.
cool.
Come on,
Yeah. I'll give others a chance to come last.
Brant.
Like a gentleman. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. Somebody has to. You know, somebody has
Oh.
to. I'm terrible though. It's a great game. I do like the old Letter League. But that's because I win a lot. I reckon if I
Right.
didn't win so much, I'd be like, this game's
Yeah, you'd be
shit.
a little
Oh.
less excited
Yeah.
about it, wouldn't you?
Like poker, you know? Like fuck poker. Poker's
Right.
shit. You know?
Is that because you lose all the time?
Not all
We
the
only played
time,
that one
Margaret.
time.
Not all the time.
Much of the time, then.
No, I
some of the
win a
time.
lot, but even losing a little bit is bad for me. I'm a very bad loser. I don't do it very
That's
well.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bullshit.
I'm just not good at it. I'm
Okay.
aware of this problem about myself, and I'm better now than I ever have been. I will tell you that.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Uh,
Be right back.
yeah, cool. But yeah, I'm quite a bad winner and I'm quite a bad loser. It's like
A
if I
bad winner
lose,
and a bad loser?
oh yeah,
You gotta be-
both.
You got to be
Yeah.
one or the other.
No, you can be both. Believe me, I've been there.
Well,
yeah.
that's what I mean. You can't be both. You got to be one or the other.
No, because then you don't like, and then when you do win, you don't like losing. And when you
Right.
win, you're like, hey, you see that? Because you're shit. You see? Whooped your
So-
ass. Yeah.
So trash talk is your game. Is that? the
Yeah,
idea? Right.
Yeah, I just like to talk too much sometimes, you know? But that's how I roll. That's how I roll. What can I say? I'm better now than I used to be because people like chess, for example. I like to play chess, and
Yeah.
I'm really bad at losing chess.
Oh,
because
really?
I don't do it very much, and it's not like I'm bad to my opponent. I just think I'm an absolute fucking moron if I lose a game of chess. Like, how the fuck did you let that happen? You idiot! You idiot! Why didn't you see that? You know, shit like that. But I'm not so bad nowadays. I'll just let it go. But I've got friends who won't play me at chess now. Not only because I beat them 90% of the time. But when they do beat me, I'm really sore about it. And when I beat them, I'm just a dick about it, you know?
Right.
That's right. That's what you see that? Yeah. Played backgammon with my friend last week. We put £3 on the match. And,
Yeah.
you know, and he's so lucky. So I wanted to play with a Dublin cube, and his brother was there as well. And he was like, "Yeah, we always kick this guy's ass at backgammon." I'm like, "Always? Really, bro? Right, let's go. Let's go. £3 for the match. Let's go." And we played, and I kicked his ass, and he was a little bit upset because he lost in front of his brother. I was like, "Yes, you see that, bro? Give me your money. Give me, give me that £3."
Yeah, you don't help at all.
That's
sounds
right.
like.
Yeah. But it's all for fun, no. So
Yeah.
I find it
Funny.
fun.
Funny says.
Oh, that reminds me. Sorry to just chat more shit here. I went shopping the other day with the missus. She bought a big bag of pasta, right? And as I'm walking
Pasta.
out, she's carrying it. Hold on, John. She's carrying this bag. So I take it off her. I'm like, yeah, I'll hold that. It's a heavy bag of pasta, and I'm holding it. And then I ran like 10 feet. And then I look at her and I say, "Did you see what I did?" She's baffled, like, "What are you even talking about?" Like, "I ran past her." Did you see that?
Oh my god!
Wow.
She face
That's
palmed
the
in
only
real
reason
life.
You pronounce it that
You
way.
know, that's right.
Yeah.
I ran past her. Like took it off her so I could hold the bag, and then I ran with the pasta past her. It's like pow, son, pow. Yeah.
So did you come up with that on your own and
Yeah,
on the spot?
just right there in the shop, right there.
Wow.
Just picked up, yeah, man.
Impressive.
Fucking
Oh
comedy genius,
my.
Margaret. Comedy genius. I swear.
Mhm.
I crack myself up sometimes. Yeah. It's
Uh,
so bad. It was so funny. It's so good, so good. Did you see what I did? I ran past her. Oh gosh, the shame on her face. She didn't want to be seen with me in the shop. She was just like,
Yeah, I
"No, that's
bet.
so bad. That's so bad. You just get away from me."
She just walks away.
You know? Well, she
I
can
don't
only walk
understand.
to the car because I drive and she doesn't. So she had to just, you have to put up with it. You have to listen to the jokes. You know?
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That's awesome.
Anybody
That is
else had
awesome.
any epic jokes like that this week? No. That's right. Just me.
No.
Come on, Margaret.
No.
Come on,
I
Margaret.
probably
Give us a joke.
have. I mean, what?
I haven't heard
don't
any good
recall.
ones lately.
No.
Except for that pasta one.
That was a good one.
I
I'm gonna
don't
use that
know
probably.
what category I'd put that in. Good may not be the category I was thinking of.
Passable.
Even though it was off the
There.
cuff like that.
I mean, that does
I'm
give you
just
points.
teasing. Don't let me deflate your comedy dreams, okay?
Well, I thought it was fucking
Son of a
hilarious, and
bitch.
that's what matters the most. So I don't
Right.
care how shit a joke comes off to somebody else. If I find it fucking hilarious, that's what matters the most. I want to laugh
Yeah.
at the jokes more than anybody else. It's fucking hilarious.
So the jokks are for you.
Hilarious. Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm
100%.
very greedy with that. I don't care about anybody else's humor. It's about entertaining myself. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, if I find it funny, yes. If everybody else finds it funny, bonus.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Fucking ram pasta. Oh my god. Fucking brilliant.
Oh.
Anyway, what else you
you
got on
you
this
loved
week?
that for like the whole day, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and what I'm telling you, it's like 4 days ago.
Oh,
Still telling
Jesus,
you, I've
you're
told it
still
to many
loving it.
people.
What happened?
The daughter was on the phone to her boyfriend, and I said to the missus, I'm like, "Did you tell him the joke about the pasta? Did you tell him? Did you?" And I made her explain to him what the fucking pasta joke was about.
I
Oh,
can
God.
see her eye roll from here.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious. I love it. I
Oh,
love that
shit.
it's so fucking bad. It's so bad it makes it so funny. Oh yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that's
What else
awesome.
can we talk about? Yeah.
Bugs? You want to talk about bugs? Fuck those things.
Well, you got bugs again?
Did something come up?
So no, I
Like-
don't. Well, I don't. But here's what I did. Right. So we do the outdoor grow. Had that going. It's still going. So I was out at the greenhouse and I'm seeing this giant fucking plant growing beautifully, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not taking clones this year because fuck them bugs, man. I did anyway. So I
Nice.
brought them home. However, I put them like I did not put them anywhere near my other plants because I'm like, this is the deal, man. I'm gonna watch these and just make sure nothing crazy happens. So I was watching for about a week, and then I noticed some stuff on the leaves, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I know it. I
Damn.
know it. So I grabbed the loop and I'm looking and I'm like, fuck, goddamn mites, spider mites on these sons of bitches.
Oh
Damn.
no.
I'm like, to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. And I grab my bottle of Lost Coast spray mix up, right? Because I'm like, I'm not even dicking around with it. And I'm giving them a chance, right? We're gonna see if we can take care of this. And I spray it like I doused them. And I let them sit. And I'm like, okay, we'll give it another 2 days. I'll check in 2 days. And if they're still there, I'm gonna spray them one more time. They were still there. So
Damn.
I sprayed them again. I gave it another 2 days. And it still looked like there was remnants of them. And I just said, you know what? I'm not doing it. And I walked right outside, tossed them in the bin. Like,
Burn
not having
them.
it.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
it.
I'm not even
Spider mites are
doing
just
that.
too much of a bitch, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fuck, dude.
Just got to kill them off, man.
Yeah. Burn everything. Just do it.
Unlucky,
So,
bro. Unlucky.
Everybody,
sucks.
if you're gonna take stuff from outside, that's what you got to do, and then just learn to decide that I'm not gonna do it, and just get rid of them, man. This is not worth the headache. It
Just
is
don't.
not worth the headache.
Just don't.
Yep.
Damn. Oh wow.
So there's that. It's okay. I have other plants growing. It's
Fucking
fine.
We had a guy on the show before. Just briefly, we're going to move on to the grow guides in just a second, but I just wanted to. South Gorilla Growers guy from the UK. He grows gorilla grows throughout the year. Messaged me before the show. Fucking old Bill found his spot, didn't they? All his
What?
plants
no.
gone. Yeah, all his plants
The
gone, man.
Coppers. The
Fucking
coppers.
the cops, the feds, he said, but we don't have the feds here. But that's what we call them sometimes. Gonna have to get him on for a show. Find out what the fuck happened, man. Unlucky.
So he doesn't know like when it happened or like
I don't know.
like,
I don't know. He
I
just
was
said the
out there.
feds found his grow is what he said. That's what he said.
It was
and
like
I
a
haven't
gorilla
heard back
grow
from him.
kind of thing.
Yeah, gorilla grow.
Yeah.
He found a nice patch. Unlucky. And it went well for him last year. It's like surely they got better things to do than be looking for fucking ganja fields in the middle of nowhere. The fuckers.
Mhm.
Oh well.
Yeah, that really stinks.
Unlucky, bro. Unlucky.
Oh,
See if I can get
I
him on the
should have
show so we
cheered.
can find out what the fuck happened. That'll be interesting.
yeah. Yeah.
But for now, should we do the grow guides then? Otherwise, we'll just be
Yeah.
here for change shit fucking ever. Because you know how I roll at least. Let's go for
Yeah,
the.
let's do it.
What do you mean, yeah, Margaret? What do you mean? She said,
I was
no,
just saying,
Macky, you
let's-
don't chat shit. It's all very entertaining content.
I mean, yes, let's just
That's right.
continue on with the show and proceed to
right.
the next segment.
To the grow
Alright.
guides. Let's
To
go.
the grow guides.
Just hitting that delicious mighty there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're putting out loads of information with this new format for the Grow Guys, just spending like 10 minutes on specific subjects and shit like that. I'm enjoying it very much. I hope you guys are as well. And, we do mention as well, for some of the subjects we do cover, we've covered them in the past in more detail for a whole episode as well. So go and check out some of those old episodes. And even if you're just learning how to grow, just go from episode 1 up until now. This is episode 55, so there's a lot of content out there, man. If you want to know more about growing cannabis, it takes you step by step through everything you need to know. If you know nothing about growing cannabis, you got to learn everything you need just from that series. And it's all free to download. Go out there, start episode 1, make your way through it, share it, make sure other people know about it. That would be very cool. But now we're doing just like generally asked questions and covering 10 minutes or so on different topics. And we've got some interesting ones to cover this week. And a controversial one here, we're going to talk about flushing in a little bit, which is a controversial topic all by itself.
Yeah.
But there's something which we didn't cover throughout the whole Grow series, in great detail anyway, and that's pots. And you would think, oh, it's just a pot. But when it comes to growing cannabis, there's a lot of details that goes into just the pot itself. There's so many different types of pots that all do different kinds of things that can be used for different grow mediums. It's not just a case of just getting a pot and putting your plants in it. It's going to depend on what medium you have, what kind of growing you're doing. It just all this different shit adds up to deciding which is the best pot for you. And this is for you, Annie John. We're going to talk about you. You're going to talk about pots this week.
I'm going to do my best.
That's right.
Because I'm a fan of one kind, really, and that's about it.
What's your favorite kind?
I'm a fabric pot guy.
Nice. Just standard fabric smart pots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Just fabric, and they're not even smart pots, just fabric pots.
Well, I think smart pots was the name of fabric pots when they first came out. It's like smart pots are a brand of fabric pots.
I thought they were more than just that, though. But maybe not. I
used to think that, but I think that's it. I think smart pots are just fabric pots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. So yeah. So I like fabric pots myself. I grow a little different than most people do, but like when I first started growing, I also used plastic pots in the beginning, and I didn't like them because they just hold water and don't give enough air, in my opinion. Okay. So when I switched to fabric pots, I was like, this is beautiful. I could see my plants actually growing, because once you get to a certain point, you can watch the roots come out, they'll air prune and go right back in. And,
that's right. That's the big thing.
It's getting the air. Is a big thing.
The plastic pots, in it, because people originally would use plastic pots.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is, and you said it there, John, the whole air pruning thing. In plastic pots, air pruning doesn't take place until it gets to like the holes in the bottom of those plastic pots. But when you're using fabric pots, the root's going to grow out, and when it reaches the fabric pot and it's no longer in soil and it comes out the end, it's going to do something called air pruning. It's essentially going to dry out on the tip, and then that root will stop growing lengthways and you just start bushing out more. The way the plant does, when you top things, it bushes out more rather than growing taller. Same kind of principle with the roots there. So if you want to get a good root ball or good root zone, then having something that air prunes like that is the best way to go. If you're in plastic, then eventually the roots are going to keep growing and growing and growing, and they'll get something called root bound. You might have heard of it. And that's when it just like,
and they grow around in like a circle. As soon as they hit that edge, they just turn and they just keep rolling around.
That's right. Dude. When you really want it to air prune to get the best out of the root ball.
Right.
So you a fabric pot user, John? I either use fabric pots or air pots, which I'm sure we'll discuss in a minute. But what do you use, Margaret? You remember when you used to grow indoors? What kind of pots did you use?
Well, we were doing hydro, so we had rock wool back then. I've used plastic pots too, and I've used fabric pots as well. I've used it all. Why do people not use, does nobody ever use clay pots or anything? Is it just impractical? Too heavy?
It's the same kind of thing, isn't it? With the air pruning is a big thing. But the terracotta pots, they absorb moisture as well. I wonder if that's part of it.
That could be.
Because they're good for cacti and things like that, but using them for cannabis, I've never seen anybody use a terracotta pot for cannabis.
Yeah.
Well, and the clay pots don't really have, usually the ones I've seen, don't usually have that drainage. You know what I mean?
It's got one big hole.
Usually one hole. I want more than that.
Okay.
I want more ability to drain, especially if you're growing like cocoa or something, right?
Yeah.
So I just want it to be able to drain, I guess. And I feel like when I think clay pots, I think indoor pots, like houseplant pots.
So yeah. So what about air pots? Do any of you guys use air pots?
I have not.
No. I've looked at them, but if I recall, they're pretty pricey.
Well, compared to fabric pots, yeah, they're pretty pricey, but they're good. I bought fucking 10 of them like 10 years ago, and I still have 7 of those, and I still use them. So it's pricey to set up, but you can use them over and over again. When fabric pots, after a few grows, fabric pots start to get a little bit flaky. They're not so good, so you would need to replace those every. Yeah, and Billy, when he uses his, like he explained before, he'll take the fabric pot with the plant in it and just bury that in the soil, and the roots go through it. So he's only, but he said he can reuse them, but he's not going to be constantly. With the air pots, and just in case anybody doesn't know, the air pots are like these. It's like a plastic pot, but it's got holes and spikes in it. So there's loads of
All
space
over.
for roots to grow into, but there's loads of space where the roots are also going to get air pruned when they reach the edge. So you just get so much filled out, and they're good when you're growing in cocoa. Highly recommend having those air pots, man. See, you got 12 to 15 liter air pot. You're going to grow a plant in that that's going to give you 4 or 5 ounces of weed. Just in that. It's a beautiful fucking pot to be growing in. But fabric's also good. I wouldn't recommend the plastic pots. That's my opinion. I mean, people can grow in the plastic pots, but
Yeah.
I don't recommend that. You want to explain the difference between those three there, John? The fabric, the plastic, and the air pots?
I mean, we kind of covered it right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean,
that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, fabric. Just in my opinion, fabric allows more airflow,
Mm-hmm.
and drainage. That's why I like them.
And
Plastic,
cheap, couple of quid a piece.
and cheap. They are cheap. I mean, you can buy like a, I don't know, 6 or 10 back for like $10 or something. It's cheap, Plastic. I do start in plastic, right?
Yeah.
I use like the nursery plastic pots to start, but I never finish in those. And then, like I said, the air pots, I just don't. I've never used them, so that's all you, buddy. But
pricey, but still,
yeah.
Once you have them, you can reuse them over and over again. Man, and as I say, I've had them for like 10 years, and for a while there, I was doing 3-4 grows a year. So I don't even know how many grows I've used them air pots for. Ridiculous amount.
Yep, for sure.
Do it.
So do it, lady. Moving on. So yeah, like we said, you want drainage because you don't want any water just sitting in your pot. You want to let it get out. Plants don't like just sitting in water unless you're doing hydro. That's a totally different situation. Depending on your plant you're growing, you're going to want a bigger pot if you want bigger plants, so it has more room for the roots to grow and expand.
Yes. More roots, more shoots, as they say.
Yeah. Autoflowers, a lot of people say start them in the pot, in the final pot that you want to use.
Yeah.
I've transplanted. It's gone fine for me.
Yeah, I transplant
I know
all the time.
a lot
as
of people.
Well. I think this is one of those old school things that when autos first came out, and they were more susceptible to stress, so you had to be very careful with them. You can just plant them and let them do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's kind of one of those things of where do you want to be wasting water and nutrients and stuff, Also in that situation, if you're starting in a final pot like that, I feel that you have the potential of keeping, since the plant isn't going to be drinking all that water, right? It has the potential to, grow mold or invite bugs or whatnot too. So that's kind of why I up pot my autoflowers yet. But yeah,
and I do it too, and it's safe. I've never had any problems.
Yeah, I haven't really had any problems either. If you're doing hydro, you're gonna need big containers. You're gonna need your net pots because they're gonna support the roots or your plant and your roots. I grow half and half. So like I do a half hydro, half peat. So I have net pots in my fabric pots in a small reservoir. So it's kind of goofy.
So what's your system there then, John? When you germinate seeds, they go into a small plastic pot. What size is that?
So I go from seed to like a solo cup, red solo cup. And then I go from there to a nursery pot, like about a 3 liter probably.
All right.
And then from there I go into my either 2 or 3 gallon fabric pot.
Right.
And then that pot is set up for my reservoir.
Cool.
And then that's it. That's the final spot. Boom.
What about you, Margaret? What's your process from going from seedling into the big pots?
A lot less scientific than that. I mean, I usually start them out in the small nursery pots and then just move them into whatever bigger pot that I'm using.
Yeah. I've only done one transplant as well. I used to do 2, like from a really small pot to a medium-sized pot to the big pot. But I just found that initial changeover was unnecessary. So nowadays, I've got 500 milliliter pots. I fill those with cocoa. That's half a liter. And I'll just grow some seedlings in there until they're a couple of weeks old, maybe. Yeah, and then just put them in the final pot after that. That's a photo period or autos. anyone. That's the way I'd roll. Just one transplant, nice and easy, and just get it in the big pots.
Mhm. Very nice.
But
Yeah.
doing it in soil is a little different, though, isn't it? Especially if it's living soil, then you can just go straight into the soil. But I would always recommend that you go in something that has light nutrients in it to start with, whatever
Mhm.
medium you're using. So don't go straight into the final parts. If you're growing living soil, you need something a little bit weaker for seedlings to live in.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, like if you're doing, and I guess maybe that would be something to ask Billy, but he's putting his pots right into his
yeah.
living soil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is but his pots have living soil in them also, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he
I
just
wonder if
lets
he
the
does
roots
like
grow
the
through 'em.
little, right? I wonder if he does like the whole little, like, leave basically a solo cup size hole in the pot that he just puts, a neutral medium in it for when
Yeah.
it's seedling.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Be interested to ask him
I
next
know
time.
people who've done that, like, right, that
Mhm.
grow with like ocean forest or something.
Yeah.
They'll use like green frog. They'll put a little bit of green frog in there for the seedling, and then
Yeah,
ocean
then go
forest
to
will
the
be the
big one.
rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
something a little bit lighter, innit? So you don't shock the
Yeah.
seed.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Lots of different choices of pots out there. That's the thing, and it's a difficult one. I recommend to anybody growing cannabis, soil, cocoa, yeah, unless it's, DWC. Don't do DWC in fabric pots. That's not going to work. All right. that has to be, that has to be in buckets, all right? But if you grow it in cocoa or a soilless medium or soil itself, living soil, things like that, fabric pots are the way to go, man. Don't go with these old school plastic things. They're just ordinary plant pots for ordinary plants. You want to
Yep.
give the cannabis the best it can get. And I mean, plastic pots are good when they're starting seedlings. I use plastic pots in the seedlings, from the seedling
Yeah.
stage. But when you want it to grow to the big version of itself, then yeah, you need that the fabric pots, and they need lots of air to the roots. So you got to provide that, and the fabric pots do it better. Plus the air pruning aspect of it as well. At least you should have fabric pots, and then air pots after that. If you can get those, that's cool too. Fabric pots are still good, but air pots, they're really good, especially for cocoa. They're not necessarily good for soil because the problem is when you water it, the fucking water starts pissing out the side of the pots. So yeah, and it's so frustrating. I did it one time that I
Yeah.
used the air pots for a grow in soil, in living soil, and it was man, it was so fucking frustrating. You just try and water it, just pisses out the side. So if you're gonna grow it in the living soil, go for the fabric pots. That'll do better. And water properly as well. But yeah, living soil is not for the air pots. Cocoa's for the air pots. If you're growing in cocoa, get them fucking air pots, man. You only need 12 to 15 liter. Don't need anything massive unless you're growing one huge plant. But ordinary size plant, 4 or 5 ounces in a 4x4, 4 plants. You know what I mean? Get you 16 to 20 ounces. You can get. You only need 12 to 15 liters. 12's perfect. 12 is perfect. So good. You don't need anything more than that. But that's just how I do things. But that's my opinion. Air pots are fucking awesome, but not for soil. Yeah. So anything else to add there about pots? I think that covers just about everything.
The only other thing I
think
guess
so.
would be make sure whatever pots you choose, the size you choose, works in your grow space. Plan ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That's right.
that makes sense.
Sweet. So let's talk about the difference between regular feminized and autoflowering seeds. Then this is for you here, Margaret, right? And this, I think we did an episode that covered a lot of this. Maybe episode 4. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, well, you basically have your regular feminized autoflower or photoperiod seeds. Those are all your options. The regular, it's a 50-50 chance whether it's going to be male or female. So you're kind of taking a gamble. I mean, if you're breeding or something, that's maybe okay. But I've grown lots of regulars actually, and
Yeah.
you have to
I've
deal with the
never done it,
disappointment.
man.
No?
I've only ever grown fems. Only fems.
Oh.
Don't they say that actually those are the best though, in the sense
They
of
say
like
all sorts of crazy shit,
stability?
mate. You know?
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I've grown a
Well,
bunch.
I mean, you just have to be prepared for a little disappointment if you end up getting a male and you're not trying to breed your cannabis
Right.
flowers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just something to be aware of, but I've grown them lots of times and
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
They're probably, I would imagine they're less expensive when you buy them. I've been gifted a lot of seeds, but
But I think regulars, if you're going to a proper breeder to buy them, they're usually more expensive than feminized now because it's
oh,
understood
are
that
they?
they are made for breeding. They're only selling them
Oh,
for
I
breeding
see.
Mm,
now. Yeah.
I
Right.
got you.
Okay. Well, then there's the feminized, which is probably what a lot of people go for.
Hmm.
Typically, they're going to be female. You don't really have to worry about whether or not it's going to uh, offer any surprises that you're not hoping for. So you don't have to worry
Hmm.
about culling any males.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, we have
Allegedly.
allegedly.
How does that fit there, John? Fuck.
We found that
It
out this
doesn't,
year
but
in our greenhouse. We found
Oh,
that out
yeah, you.
according to we ordered seeds that were feminized seeds,
oh,
and one of
really?
them was a male. Yep.
Oh,
Boo.
Yep.
wow.
Boo.
I guess there's always the exception to the rule. So
Yeah.
there you just prove that can happen. But
Mm-hmm.
typically, you're usually pretty safe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I've
like
never grown a feminized seed that turned out to be male, but
one
I
in
know
a
you've done a lot more growing than I have,
thousand.
John. But
No,
then
I
we
never
have
have. I've had them Hermy, but never a full male.
Yeah.
yeah.
This one was full male.
Huh.
Wow.
Well, I guess that can't
Weird.
happen then.
Yep.
If you buy something like that from a reputable seed bank, would they like give you your money back?
I don't know. I've never gone back. I've just
I
always
would think
chopped
so.
it
In
up,
most
but
cases,
I think they
especially
do.
if you're in a legal place, then yeah, they'll probably be like, "Oh, sorry, we'll send you some more." You know, it's not a
Yeah.
Right.
big deal to them. But if you're somewhere illegal, like in the UK, then they'll be like, "You shouldn't be germinating seeds." They'll probably still send you the shit, you know, because they're not dickheads. A lot of seed banks, especially the guys we recommend, guys at the Vault, you know, Ali Bongo, of course. Ali Bongo. If something goes wrong with Ali Bongo, they're gonna sort you out. They're such
Mm-hmm.
good guys, man. They're such
Yeah.
good guys. You know, they've
Right.
tried to get shit into Australia before. I had trouble, but you know, with and customers were complaining and shit, but they still try and get it in there. They'll put they won't be like, "Oh no, fuck you, it's your problem now." They always try and sort you. Yeah, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, Cookie Grow, allegedly. But yeah, they really care about the customer, man. So Ali Bongo, definitely check them out. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we have our autos, our autoflower, which switches to flower with age, not the light cycle. So it can be smaller, faster, more discreet. Or if you live in a place like I do, it's great for outdoors because the
Mm-hmm.
season's just shorter.
Mhm.
And then your photo periods, which give you more control over your flower, veg timing, all that fun stuff. And probably the
And you
easiest
can
thing is to
become
start with
big.
your feminized photo periods for reliability. I mean, that's what I do like autos now, though, actually.
Yeah, autos are so good, man. I
Yeah.
swear, when some people just go on autos are so shit, and it triggers me, man. And it shouldn't trigger me so bad, but fucking autos are so good, man. And it just depends on how you grow it. Like if I wanted to do a scrog, I wouldn't be using fucking autos.
No.
I'll get
Yeah.
myself some photo periods in there, and I'll grow out that shit. That's some good shit. But sometimes I just want to get a quick grow done out the way. And fucking autos, 12 weeks, man. 12 weeks, you can fill the fucking
Yeah.
grow space 12 weeks rather than 18 weeks for
Yeah,
a
that's pretty
photo
cool.
period grow. You know?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I've grown them a lot outside. They're pretty great outside
Yeah.
for outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, say 10 years ago, when
in the
autos,
day.
I got this one. It was called Black Cherry or something. I can't remember the name. It's terrible. Terrible. One of the worst grows I've ever seen. It's like, and I've done grows previous, so it's like I could do it, but these fucking the strain, these autos terrible. Put me off for a couple of years. But nowadays, man, there's so much has been done to improve auto flowers. And if you're getting the good genetics, go Seedsman and get some of their proper good autos. Of course, Mephisto, if you want to throw an extra few quid in there to get the real good
I think they
shit.
need to be paying you as much as you throw out their name, bro.
Man.
Like I think you need a kickback.
Well, they send me shit. They send me free
Oh,
seeds and things like that.
okay.
So that's cool. It's not like I get nothing from them, but still,
Right.
I just tell people what I've grown and had a good experience with. You know, and
Yeah, for
Mephisto.
sure.
If you want to get good autos, I haven't seen anybody grow a bad Mephisto, and I've seen anybody who's grown Mephisto out there also say the same thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is not an ad. They are not like an official sponsor of anything, but they should be coming on the show soon. Just letting you all know, everybody. Interview coming with the Mephisto lads.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
sweet.
man. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But you know, these guys have won what Auto Flower of the Year for like 5-6 years in a row.
Ooh,
You know, don't believe me. Go and look at the fucking statistics. You know what I mean? And you'll be like, yeah, if you want good autos, go to fucking. Anyway, there was a bit of a long rant there about how good autos actually are. All right, but it's a true story. Sorry,
Right.
Margaret.
No, that's okay. There wasn't really a whole lot more to say about that. That's just sort of the
Mhm.
differences between the seeds that you can choose to grow if you're growing from
Yeah.
seed.
Yep.
It's crazy
Yep.
because when I first started growing as well, we only had regular and feminized, you know. And it was
Right.
pretty. You could figure it
Mhm.
out pretty quick, but things changed quite quickly. Now there's all these different varieties and shit. It's crazy,
So
man.
many,
And
bro.
not just this as well. You see, we've got the regular feminized auto photo periods, but what about THC strain or a CBD strain? This one's got THCV. This one got CBN. It's like, what the fuck is all of this? Gosh.
I try not to pay attention to any of it, except for maybe if it's got CBD, if it's a CBD plant. Otherwise, the rest of it, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. So yeah, good on there. And I do think we have an episode that goes into a lot of detail about each individual one. So go and check that out if you want to know more about different types of seeds. Everybody, it's like episode 4 or 5. It's way at the start of the series there. We've got another one here about how important is airflow and circulation inside the grow tent. Wow, this is is very important indeed, especially in flower. Gosh, man. You had bud rot before, John? Indoors?
Not indoors.
Okay, lucky.
I haven't
Nice.
had it indoors yet. Yep.
What about you, Margaret?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
leave it there. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It hurts,
I
don't
have.
it? It hurts a
It
lot,
does.
especially them big
Especially
buds.
that's where it was. It was in some of the bigger colas and stuff, and you're just like,
Mhm.
oh, that hurts so much because it looks
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, 2 ounces of weed lost in just a few buds. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
fuck.
Yeah.
Just
It
because
sucks.
there was mold, and this mold can be easily prevented under the right conditions. And one of those right conditions is making sure fresh air is flowing in all the time. Stale air will germinate mold spores, and mold spores are everywhere. You see plants that are growing right now, or maybe you don't have any, but when you are growing plants, there's mold spores all over that motherfucking thing.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that. What you have to do is prevent them from germinating and beginning to grow in the first place. So that means keeping fresh air flowing around all the time. And if there's any stale air pockets, then the germinating mold spores are going to live there. And they'll spread, take over the fucking plant, and you'll get bud rot. So that's just one of the main things there about making sure you have proper airflow throughout the grow room. And as the plants get bigger as well, from veg into flower, and they grow more leaves, and it's just harder and harder for air to make its way around the whole plant, there'll be more and more stale air pockets. Airflow is so fucking important, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I'm just having a PTSD moment finding fucking bud right here. It's just so bad.
Oh shit.
It's so bad.
It is.
But
It sucks, man.
But that's just the main concern, I think. And I say that the main concern is bud rot. But, you know, if you haven't got proper ventilation, your plants are going to suffocate and die before it gets to the stage of even having bud rot. But, yeah, bud rot is triggering for sure. So what kind of extraction do you use on your tents, John? What have you got?
I've got a bunch, but I run the AC Infinity 6-inch in my flower room, and then my other tents I run 4-inch. And I just I don't have any intake vents, or you know what I mean, like powered vents. I just
Yeah,
let 'em breathe.
it's all passive. Yeah.
Yeah, passive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Yeah.
they're always they're
I caught
they're
that.
always running. Like I set mine at the minimum of 1, right? So there's always air moving in my tent.
Yeah.
Or in my
What
room.
about you, Mark? It's been a while since you've grown in a tent, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I did it a little bit last fall, and I was just here thinking, like, what the fuck happened to those plants? I don't even remember.
They're probably still there. They're
Yeah,
still
no, they're
growing in the
definitely
corner
not.
somewhere.
They're definitely not, because I was like, oh, I can hang
Where
my
did she go?
my summer crop inside the tent this year. I've got flowers drying in there right now, but I do have
Nice.
like a fan and a filter. Just
Right.
yeah,
Has to be done.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
at
Otherwise,
least
it
one
does
fan.
definitely get stale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oscillated as well. This is an important feature. You don't want to just have a fan blowing consistently at one spot all the time. You want them oscillating ones that go side to side. And there's some you can get. can't remember the name of them guys, like the hurricane fan or something. Some you can program on what direction it should blow, and you can make it do a figure eight. You can go up, down, left, right. Just make
Oh
sure you're
yeah,
getting,
yeah,
the hurricane fan or something like that, tornado, something
yeah.
like that. But and this was a long time ago when I seen them, so there's probably way more of them. But having something like that you can ensure you're getting each corner of the grow tent and the middle, you're hitting all those stale air pockets. If you get a nice fan like that, that's super cool. If you can't get those, if you're getting normal oscillating fans, have two. You know, maybe one
Yeah.
below the canopy, one above the canopy, something like. Make sure it's getting everywhere. You know, it's an important factor. It's so important, man. If your plant can't breathe properly, then it's not going to eat properly. If the leaves are not getting enough breeze on them to evaporate air off them so they can eat more, that's going to be a problem. The fan's so important, man. And John mentioned there as well the intake. Now, some people would like to intake air from outside using a small extractor. Say you got a 4-inch blowing air into the tent and then a 5-inch sucking air out of the tent. That's what some people like to do. It's a bit overkill, maybe. You know, it depends on your own situation. I like to have passive, like John does, just have a few vent pipes. You know, them foldable silver pipes with the spring in them. You can expand them.
Dryer vent.
A couple of those, and that will pull in enough air with a passive intake through a 5-inch extractor. But if you're going bigger and bigger and you want to try and control the environment a little bit more, then having intake and outtake is a good idea. You know, and that will keep good airflow. But a couple of fans blowing around in there, yeah, you'll be fine. That's it. Just make sure there's good air circulation everywhere. Because the consequences are heavy if there isn't. You know, you could lose the whole crop, man. Jesus. Yeah, and another thing, just to talk about that, when they're seedlings, you know, sometimes you get these seedlings that just grow stupidly fucking tall so quickly. You got a nice oscillating fan blowing a nice light breeze at those seedlings as they come out of the ground. They ain't got time to stretch like that. They are concentrating on building a good, thick, strong stem, which you want to happen from the start. So, you know, as soon as them things come out of the ground, you want the fan on them. And that fan doesn't stop for the whole grow. Don't ever turn them off. You know, start with one fan at the start. It doesn't need much. Make sure it's oscillating. You know, just a light breeze. And then go through veg. Add another one as flower approaches. And you should be good with that. You know? Yeah. Just make sure you have them.
Yeah.
Anything to add there about fans?
Nah.
Should
I
be
don't
enough.
think so.
Do you think, man? Do you think? Make sure you have plenty of airflow. We've got another one here which is controversial, and this was going to be for Billy, but he's not here, so we'll all take this one because this is a controversial one. This is: do you really need to flush cannabis plants before harvest? John, what do you do?
Hot take. What's the hot take from John?
I'm 50-50, but
Yeah.
usually I don't flush anymore. Because of the way I grow, right?
Yeah, so
So-
you grow in soilless mediums, right? So you're using
Well, it's-
salt-based newts?
Yeah. So because I have a reservoir and that's where all my water comes from and my nutrients come from now, once I'm getting to the end, I just start dialing back nutrients until it's done, basically.
Right.
Because I'm not watering the pot anymore, if that makes sense. So I don't have to flush. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have
think
to
so.
pour it. And just in case anybody doesn't know, flushing, you're going to approach to flower. You know, and this is what it says. This is specifically plants before harvest. So it's not like a mid-flower flush because you got an excess or something. We're talking about pre-harvest here. And what people would tend to do for the first week or two, well, the last week or two, as the plant comes to the end of its life, they'll start flushing the medium with just water, no nutrients. You're just going to, and this is specifically for salt-based nutrients. If you're growing organics and shit, not really much you can do about it. You know, it's the nutrients are in the soil. But if you're in hydro or soil using salt-based nutrients, you want to try and lock that shit off a couple of weeks before the grow is finished to try and pull the salts out and allegedly make it tastier weed. And that's where the discussion comes in.
I've not honestly ever noticed
No, same.
To be fair.
And, you know, when I first started growing, of course, this was important. I'd flush the plant for a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks? At least 10 days when the plants were getting yellow and shit. But over time, you know, there's been times when it's like, oh, got to harvest. Fuck, you know, gas man's coming. Got to get this shit down. It's not really time to let it really finish. I was going to flush it for a week. And there's been no difference, man. It hasn't been any harsher, you know, once it's dried properly and cured properly. It was really difficult to tell I mean, sure, if I took it to a lab and got proper tests on it, maybe that would be different. Maybe there'll be heavy metals in there. But when I'm talking about the quality of the smoke, the whiteness of the ash and all that shit, which we look for, is fine, man. Fine. Made no difference at all. Same with you, John. You notice that?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. And the only thing I would say that maybe, like, why maybe people might have had that experience, right? Is they were heavy feeding maybe the whole time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? So you're just hammering the plant the whole time, and maybe then it's pulling in extra and it's just loaded up. But I've never noticed it that way, I guess.
But it's when it comes to organics as well, isn't it? People don't need to flush in organics. The plant just takes what it needs and uses it. So then you just chop your plant, you'll dry it properly and cure it properly, and there shouldn't be much issues. But the salt-based one, it's I don't know. I don't like the plant to get ill, right? And when you're in salt-based, if you cut the food off, then it's just going to start starving, and the immune system will suffer inside the plant, and it's going to be more prone to bugs and mold and all that kind of shit because you can't fight them off so much. So I like to keep a happy, healthy plant all the time. Now, as it gets towards the end of its life, because cannabis is one of those, it's an annual plant? Is that what it's called? Just once a year, it lasts for a fucking year, and then it's dead. It's moving on. Regardless of how long it's supposed to run for, it's going to reach at some point where it starts to die, and this is when it gets to that senescence stage. And regardless of what you feed in it, and this is even in organics or salt-based, it will stop absorbing the nutrients, and it will start shutting down, and it will start to turn yellow, or this is where you see your purples. You know, the plant starts to die itself, regardless of anything else, because it's the end of its life naturally. So I think that's an important factor. You know, I don't think flushing is necessary in most cases, unless you've massively overfed the plant. But this is just my opinion. What do you think, Margaret? What do you think about the whole flushing thing?
I mean, when we were doing hydro, we used to flush, but I think at the time it was just because the guys at the hydro shop were like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So
this is the thing back in the day.
Yeah.
What did you do when you flushed? Can you remember? Like a week of just water or something?
Yeah, pretty much. A week or two of just water, no newts at the end. Yeah.
And this is the thing. Those last couple of weeks, if you can feed your plant for the last couple of weeks, you're going to fatten out so much. You know what I mean? This is the thing. You wait for them buds to really finish. They're going to go through this fatten up stage in the last couple of weeks. Sometimes people don't even reach that because they're like, oh, it looks ready. I'm going to chop it down. It doesn't even reach the fattening up stage. You know what I'm saying? You got to wait for those last couple of weeks. And when it's going through that fattening stage, feed that fucker. You know what I mean? That shit needs food, man. Feed it. You know, don't feed it too much. Sorry, John.
I think that's why I just pull back my newts. I don't just cut them off. You know what I mean? Because I want it to still eat, and I don't want it to just eat itself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the controversial thing, isn't it? It's like some people swear by flushing, and some people are like me, are like, yeah, whatever. You what you need to do, listening to this show, you need to, don't listen to me, and don't listen to anything you read online, because it's all bullshit. You know what matters? Your own fucking experience. So get a few grows on. Some don't flush, some do flush. You know what I mean? Say you got 4 plants and you're 4x4, it's coming to the end, you're in soil. Then it's like, I'm going to start flushing. Don't flush 2 of them. Flush 2 of them, don't flush the other 2. See what happens. The ones that got flushed bigger or smaller, does it taste better? Does it smoke better? You know, do these experiments for yourself, because they're the ones you can rely on. The own shit you done for yourself. That's why this is a controversial one. There's no evidence to say one way or the other is better. You just got to figure out what works right for you. And I prefer not to flush. But it's like I don't know, not to flush, because some plants I still do flush. It's like if I can remember, it's like, I'll think I'll flush these for a week. Or sometimes I'll be like, nah, just feed them. And it's like, oh, chop down time now. They're done. Chop them, you know. I've done so many in so many different ways, and I don't think it really makes a difference. Somebody mentioned in the chat, I think it was Pig, who said it's about the dry and the cure. If you can get that dry and cure done properly, the flush doesn't matter so much. And of course, it matters if you've been spamming those plants full of nitrogen.
Yeah.
And it's there all dark green and shit. It's going to taste grassy. You know, you should have tried to get, but that's because you've overfed it. That's a different story. But an ordinary plant fed properly, healthy the whole way through its growth, I don't think it needs that much of a flush, man. Maybe even none at all. But whatever you think is best. I don't know. You don't flush plants outdoor, do you? You know what I mean?
Nope.
It
No.
eats to the
Exactly.
end. You know?
Yeah, good point.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a controversial one still. We're going to get emails about that, you know? But yeah, see for yourself, practice. You know, you go out and do a few of your own grows, try and it's the same thing with you know, the flushing and all of that shit with the dry trim and the wet trim. You have to just experiment and see what works best for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try them all, man. Try them all, and I've done them all. And for me, it's just chop it when it's fucking ready, man. Feed that sucker till it doesn't need food anymore because it's been chopped down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it for flushing. Anything to add about flushing there?
I don't think so. I think we
don't
kind of covered it. Hopefully we didn't piss anybody off.
Well, for any of those who are not convinced, you know, do your own research. But to flush, just in case you wanted to flush, you're going to put, say you got a 10-liter pot, right? You're going to put 30 liters of water through that, get the runoff up. That's going to make all of the salts come out of the soil, and then it's going to go from the plant down into the soil, and you can flush it again, out again the next day. So we do have an episode on that talking about flushing in more detail as well, because it's one of those. It's easy to do, but you want to make sure you get it done right if you're going to do it at all. But just decide what's best for you, man. That's the best thing you do. Yeah. Anyway,
Perfect.
are we ready for listener mail? Then we've got a few listener mail questions to get to here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it now. Right, from Free Nugs. This is quite a long one from Free Nugs. Thank you, Free Nugs, for sending in the question here. First off, I hope Billy is feeling better this week, and I wish the best to the wonderful HOHG crew. That's us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Free Nugs. I have a question regarding the alder myth. Right, I have heard from older Maine growers saying if you rip up plants at harvest, shake off the dirt and hang it upside down to dry without trimming it and keeping the root ball intact, it would increase the THC and CBD while the plant is drying. Is this a myth or legit? I've heard a handful of older growers in my area swearing by this method, and others just cutting them from the stem, trim the leaves, and hanging it by the branch. I've always wondered this. This question goes on.
This is what I'm laughing about.
My relatives grow every year, but to be honest, their cannabis tastes like the manure they fertilize it with. Listen to that interview we did with Steve, Breeder Steve, where he talks about feeding his plants deer shit, and then his plants just tasted like deer shit. So that does happen. But I'll continue. So I am not sure if it's a curing problem on their end or what it is. So I got to know, do you guys do... what do you guys do with your plant when it's harvest time to hang it up, and how do you get the most medicine from your plant during the drying process? Yeah, good question.
Ooh-wee.
Good question. And yeah, I would say, right, if maybe it does increase in THC and CBD, but I've done side-by-side studies and all that, and if it does, maybe it's because it still has the roots intact and the plant considers itself still alive, just not drinking because the roots ain't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I would chalk it up to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think it's going to be well, and I don't know. Yeah, like I don't want it to grow anymore. I don't want it to continue to try to grow. So I don't want it. I don't want the root ball on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before. It sounds a little bro sciencey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to shake off all the dirt and shit. Mission. I think what makes the most difference here is just doing the dry trim. This is when you leave all of the leaves on. And it just gives the plant longer to dry because, you know, it's got more moisture in all of this plant material. And then, so if you chop off all the leaves, for example, there's going to be loads of water removed from the plant, so it's going to dry quicker. If you leave all that shit on, it takes longer to dry, and the water inside the plant is going to be there breaking down all those chlorophyll molecules, right? This chloroplast and shit. And that's what makes your plants taste like grass. So over time, the more moisture that's in the plant, the more this chlorophyll it can break down, so it's not going to taste so bad. And this is why your plant goes from, after you've harvested it, after a couple of days, it'll smell like grass, but that grass smell dies down. That's could be because of the chlorophyll being broken down. So the more moisture you have for the as long as possible, the more of that chlorophyll is going to be broken down. But if you do it too quick, the chlorophyll gets trapped, and then it's going to taste like grass. You don't want that.
Tastes gross.
And if it takes too long, then you might get mold as well, and that's the problem with hanging the plants too. If you haven't got that airflow, which you spoke about earlier, then there's going to be fucking mold spores germinating underneath the leaves where the breeze can't get to as well. So it's a fine balance. You got to figure out what's best.
Yeah.
And I would say the way I prefer to trim is just take off the big fan leaves and then hang it, and that can be hung for like 10 days. What's your method there, John? What do you do?
Pretty much the same. I whack it out of the pot. I trim off all the bigger fan leaves and then whack it down and
Get rid of the
hang
root
it.
ball, right?
Yep. Yep. I mean, and depending on the size of the plant, it might be whacked off in a couple stages, and then hung up. But yeah, that's how I do it.
Yeah. What about you, Margaret? Haven't you done a lot of harvesting recently? Was it you or was it Viking? I think Viking was talking about
Yeah, it wasn't
harvesting for
me.
like 6 months. He's still harvesting.
Oh, yeah, definitely not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he just
basically the same
said-
thing as John.
Oh, there he is in the chat. Yeah, he just said in chat, I have dried my blue moon rocks for 5 months over winter, then trimmed and jarred it. Very nice. I'm sure it is.
So, Margaret, since you grow outside, what is your process when you cut down? Because it kind of goes with this too, and I just have
Well, I've never taken the root ball
thoughts.
out with it, although I have been thinking of actually using the root ball this year for making. Apparently, the root ball is really good for making topicals.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
salve and
experiment
things.
with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've
I've
heard that
talked to a
too,
lot of
yeah.
people recently because I had a guy on my show talk about that a long time ago. He was making soap out of the root ball, like root ball infusions. But I've
Nice.
had some other people say anecdotally that it's really helped them for specific types of physical pain. I guess it's high in CBG, CBN, I forget which. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I was going to dig up the root ball and, try and use it, but I usually chop them off and then I take off the fan leaves mostly, and then I hang them upside down for a bit. Break them apart if I need to, like if I've actually grown something that needs to be broken apart because, I have so many buds on them. I don't think
Yeah.
that's going to happen this year, but but
Oh, you never
yeah.
know. Long way.
You never know. That's
When does your
true.
winter start?
Ugh.
Or like
October?
the end of the autumn, how
Like
much longer the plants
usually-
got outside?
Usually by like Thanksgiving for us, because Thanksgiving is I think the second weekend in October.
All right.
You're pushing it at that point.
Yeah.
It's just whenever you're the risk of frost. You want
Yeah.
to
So you got like 6 weeks at least then, right?
That's
Oh,
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens,
It's
man.
gonna happen
Unless you got a greenhouse, then you can run a
Yeah.
little bit longer. But
Yeah, I
but
don't.
my question about, or what I was getting at was, I was wondering if you washed your plants from outside.
Oh, washed them?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No.
Yeah, I don't think outside you get the rain, don't you?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
rain kind
but
of
still.
washes it throughout the season.
Why do you worry about like bugs? Like not even
Yeah, I
pests, but
wash
just
mine just because of bugs crawling on it. I mean, we're in a greenhouse too, so we don't get the rain. But like
Right.
even my ones that I grew out in my backyard, I still wash them because there's dust floating around, and there's birds, and there's animals and other pests and what have you. So I usually wash mine.
How do you go about doing that? You
So
just
I
like
get like
spray
a
with a hose?
no, I get like a two 30-gallon totes, and I fill them halfway full of water, and one of them I throw about a bottle and a half of peroxide in it.
Oh, right. You
And I
use
rinse in
peroxide.
that one first. Yeah, I rinse it in that one first, pretty good. And then I don't know, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe, kind of
Do the
just
little
swishing
swill
it
around. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I pull it out of there, kind of shake it off real good. And then I wash it in the clean one. And then
Yeah.
then I'll hang it, you know.
We've got
So-
in the chat. We do have a guide for this over on Percy'sGrowroom.com if anybody's interested in washing their buds. Which, if you've had a lot of bugs or you've grown in a dusty environment, might be a good idea to wash the buds, man. And it's not crazy, you know. This shit happens. The THC isn't water soluble, so you can
Right.
clean. It's not going to dissolve into the water and shit like that. So if you do have dirty buds or you're concerned about that, then do wash them. But there's a guide on Percy's, and you can use baking soda and lemon juice as well, rather than peroxide, because the peroxide is more for like getting rid of powdery mildew. If you've had that, then you can wash the buds with the H2O2, and that gets rid of the powdery mildew. I don't know about smoking buds after it's had PM, but some people
Yeah.
do that.
If I see any mold, man, I ain't even doing it. I'm just burning it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's right.
I'm just throwing it. I ain't gonna.
It's not worth the risk. It's
I'm
not
not
worth the
doing
risk.
it for that reason, right? Like I
Mhm.
just, it's more to clean it off, and then obviously, if you do wash your buds, you want to make sure that you get them pretty shook out before you
Yeah.
just leave them hanging too. You know.
But you know, it rains outside, buds get
Yeah.
wet.
Yeah.
That's the way
They
it
do.
goes, man. So as long as you make sure there's no big droplets, shake them off,
Yep.
hang them up, dry them like you would any other buds. I've done it many times and had
Mhm.
no issues.
Yeah.
You know, but I never really got much dirt off them either, to be honest.
Oh
But
man.
I just did it because let's wash some buds. I haven't done this before, and it was
Last
fine.
year, I bet I went through those 2 totes. I bet you we filled and emptied them at least 4 times.
But how much did you get off of it? Like it was a load of dirt and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of dirt, man.
Yeah, man. It happens. You know,
Yeah.
I have a reasonably clean environment anyway. But if you're growing outdoors or in a dusty place, like I say, wash
Yeah.
that shit, man. You don't want to
Yeah.
smoke it. Anyway, good question that was. Good
talk.
question. I hope that
Yeah.
helps. I hope that helps there. Yeah, the THC and CBD doesn't. It's like when people died in World War II, World War One in the trenches, and it was like, oh, people die and their fingernails still grow, and it's like, no, it's like it's just shit shrinks around them as the body dries. So it could be a similar kind of principle when it comes to the plants here. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, we got one from Anna Banana over on the Discord. I think this was random. Let's go. You're on death row, and you get one last delicious, perfectly grown bud of your choice to enjoy. What do you pick and why, Margaret? What are you saying? You're saying your last
I'm
meal.
saying I fucking got caught, did I? That sucks. But if I'm on death row,
You know, I would say, "Fuck you, copper." You know.
that's right. Must have been something pretty egregious. But
Yeah.
I don't. That's a really tough question. I really probably sour diesel.
Nice.
Ooh.
It's a good
That's
choice.
a favorite of mine, and I don't seem to get my hands on it very often. So
I think it would have to depend on the day, wouldn't it? If they asked me on the day, I'd be able to decide because there's so many good ones.
yeah,
Oh, it's too many.
So many. You know, that Jack Herrera, and they wouldn't be able to bring it
that
to me.
came
right?
to mind too.
That Jack
Yeah.
Herrera grew like 5 years ago. Can you bring me that one? Can I get that again? That was so good. Or some fucking big butter blue cheese, that stinky dog shit weed.
I'm surprised you didn't say lemon
Mm.
tree.
Yeah, that was gonna be next. Lemon tree's so
Oh.
good. Oh man,
Lemon
it depends
sky,
what I feel
baby.
like on
Just
the
get it.
day. Yeah, do it, lady. What were you saying, John? What was your
Lemon
last
sky.
one? Lemon sky. Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, just to be able to pick one more and then never again.
I don't know. That'd be
Jack
too
Herrera. It would have
goddamn-
to be Jack Herrera. It'd have to be Jack. It would have to be. And the rest, I'm just gonna miss as much as I'd miss the Jack. You know what I mean? Like, oh, no more White Widow, no more any. That would be shit. Fucking. Oh well. At least I had that last
Oh,
Jack.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So good question there from Anna Banana. We have one from Viking here. Right. This gets a little bit personal. Yeah. Apart from weed, which is the best for stress relief, in brackets that is, what else do you guys do to relieve stress? Do you build jigsaw puzzles, play an instrument, or cage fight? What about you, Margaret? You into cage fighting?
I hung up my gloves a while ago.
Yeah, I remember that match.
Holy.
Crazy.
No cage fighting for me. That seems like it
That's
would
funny.
not relieve stress, but maybe increase it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Anything competitive does.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you like to read a lot, don't you, Margaret? That's your thing.
I
Is that your
do.
stress relief? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I do read a lot, or I like to go, hiking in the woods or something. Like
Hmm.
just be amongst the trees is sometimes pretty good for stress, actually. I haven't done a
Okay.
jigsaw puzzle in a bit, but I'm not gonna lie. Occasionally, I do like to break out a jigsaw puzzle.
Same. Jigsaw puzzle, good fun, man. A nice
Yeah.
1,000
Holy.
pieces, 1,500. Yeah.
Usually mine are smaller than that, but
Ooh,
Right.
we. I'd stick to
but
the, like 25, 30 piece ones.
those are the ones you get in the children's section, John.
Shh, quiet, Margaret. Damn.
And
Don't burst
I
this
would
bubble like that, Margaret. That's not cool.
speaking speaking of the children's section, except you can get adult versions now, which are much better, but I haven't done it in a
Yes.
long time, but coloring can also be pretty
Mm.
stress
Yeah.
relieving. You can
Yeah.
smoke a little weed, put on some good tunes, or watch a show and do some coloring too. It's just sort
Yeah.
of turn your brain off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky myself, I think, because I don't get stressed so much. If I'm driving and someone's being a dickhead, I get stressed. Other than that, I'm lucky enough not to have to deal with stress too much. And unless the forum's running slow, it's like, fuck, why is it fucking, why is it running slow now? But yeah, I'm lucky enough not to get
Oh,
stressed. But man,
panic.
just enjoy something. I don't know, man. It depends what kind of stress it is. Because stress can be a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can push you in the right direction to make sure you're working on the correct things you're supposed to be working on. If you're stressed about something, deal with it, man. If
Right.
indica for things you can't change and sativa for things you can. All right.
Well, I think
That's
that's
a
what the
good
question
tip.
is. How do we deal with
Yeah.
stress? And there's lots of different ways outside of
There's
smoking weed,
so many ways.
Yeah.
and many that can be combined with weed.
Be more
So
Fucking
nihilistic. Be
fidget
more
spinners.
stoic. What were you
I
even
do
stressing for
meditate.
anyway? Nothing
I do
matters.
meditate.
Oh, that's another joke. That's another
What?
joke, right?
God,
So I'm driving
why?
down the road the other day, and I see this guy go past on one of those mobility scooters. Like it's like an electrified wheelchair, but it's more like a scooter kind of thing. He goes
Uh-huh.
past. This guy is wearing a Hare Krishna costume or something, with the purple and the orange. And the missus, she's in the passenger seat. I tap her leg like I do because she knows an epic joke is coming, and I go, "Look, Cherry Krishna." Jesus. Sorry.
Hare Krishna.
Cherry
God.
Krishna. I was crying. Could barely see the road anymore. It was fucking
Uh,
fantastic. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, fuck.
A
Ooh,
good laugh is good for stress relief as well.
that's right. Cherry
Yes.
Krishna, everybody.
Yeah.
Cherry Krishna. Sorry,
Oh,
anyway, yeah. So,
Oh.
how else can you figure out ways to relieve stress? I don't know. There's plenty of ways. You can figure them out. We won't say any more than that. Wink face.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
right.
few ideas. Get some ideas there.
A couple.
Couple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know, and he
Good.
adds here as well. I know John is currently addicted to VR farming. So do we need to ask him about that for a hobby? What are you saying, John?
I mean,
Man, a
welcome to the
mundane
dick.
task like that is good.
Yeah. It's good though. I like games. Games for me is usually pretty stress relieving, unless I'm
Mhm,
playing Call of Duty and everybody's pissing me off. Then it's pretty stressful. But otherwise, usually it's a good time doing that.
Oh gosh. Madison Knoll in the chat. Just adding more joke here, everybody. Brief tangent. What did the drummer name his twin daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2. Remember that one we just said? I said this ages ago. What did the rapper call his son?
What?
Eric?
Listen, that should be DJ, not rapper.
Sorry. What did the DJ say? I won't repeat it. Anyway, let's carry on with these questions. Gosh, yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you there, Viking, for the question.
Yes,
From
thank you.
Firetop, we have one here. Question: when I pick strains, I pick them based on pain relief properties and effects. Is there anything specific, any specific property to look out for I may be missing? I use indica for nighttime and sativa for daytime. Use when possible, but I feel it's missing something. Keep it popping, or it's a tough question.
I mean, if you're already picking on pain relief properties, and I'm assuming they're looking for pain relief, and effects, like what else would you need?
Yeah, if it's working for you.
Yeah,
If
if it's
there's something
working.
missing, man, add a little bit of CBD to it, because most people out there nowadays, they would just consume THC strong cannabis. Add a little bit of something else to that, a little bit of CBD that will work in conjunction with the THC. You know, maybe
Yeah.
get some THCV or LSD. Good choice there, pig. You know,
It's a very different experience,
mean-
but yes, they can work.
I don't know. I mean, for me, like, I guess if you're picking the two, right, and that's what you're using, but you feel like you're missing something, my question first would be, which one of those is it missing, or is it both? And if both, I would say then you want a hybrid then, that, like, say you want an indica for nighttime, but maybe you want one that's higher indica with a little bit of that sativa in there to just give you that extra, and vice versa.
Right.
Does that make sense?
yeah, man.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
most things are hybrids nowadays,
That's what I
but
was thinking, yeah.
you know, but there
Yeah.
are the ones that are way more leaning, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
man. I just think people sleep on that THC too much. Sorry, the CBD too much.
yeah,
And by
Yeah.
sleep on the CBD, I mean, you know, they just don't recognize it so much.
Yeah.
People need to, if you haven't tried CBD yet, don't be there like, oh no, CBD don't get me high and all that shit. No, it does something different. You know what I'm saying? Get
Yeah.
on that shit. Try that
And
I
shit.
agree. It's worth trying. You can just grind it up separately and then add it in as needed.
It's so nice. So
Yeah.
fucking nice, man.
I have bought CBD from a store before, flower, and I absolutely hated it.
Why? Well, no, this is the thing as well. But when you buy THC store from the flower, you got so when you buy THC flower from the store, then
Donna Summer.
it's probably gonna be shit as well, bro. Probably gonna be
No,
you know,
but what I
homegrown's the best,
mean,
man. Homegrown's the best.
I don't mean in the sense of like the effect I was getting. I was going with the smoke.
Like the flower
The
itself.
flavor and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I've
it just
smoked.
was not good,
Yeah.
and it turned me off from wanting to smoke it.
You got to grow your own, that's why.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Because
Gotta grow your own.
I've consumed cannabis that was grown by people who know what they're doing, and it's fucking delicious.
Just the
Yeah.
next level compared to
Smells
store-bought shit.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. Because anytime I bought any from a dispensary, it was usually like fucking dry,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
really dry. Yeah. And then it was just not. It was okay. Like it
Yeah.
kind of did what you wanted it to do, but the experience was
Right.
not.
It was not
great.
enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would challenge you to do. Have you ever grown any, John?
Yeah, I actually have a giant bag of it sitting in
Oh.
my cupboard.
Nice.
Well, there
And
you
you
go.
don't have to smoke it on its own either. You can add that with the THC weed for a mix of
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dilute it a little bit and shit like that. You know, it's like I've never smoked pure CBD on its own. I've had THC CBD 1-to-1 mix. That's fine with me.
Right.
You know, I love that shit. It's different, man. It's different. It's really nice. I find it very enjoyable. Yeah. So I think everybody should try that shit. If you haven't tried that shit yet, add in, not just the THC, try variants of THC or some CBD. You know, add something. If you're growing 4 plants, just add one on the side that's just CBD or something. So you can use it with the THC if you wanted to. If you needed to dilute a strong 25% spliff a little bit with some CBD.
Right.
Yeah, and you did
It's so good.
say something earlier, Mackie, because it is it still does shit though, because it's non-intoxicating, but it is still psychoactive.
Well, it works in conjunction
Right.
with THC, don't it? They get
Yeah.
different receptors, but they work better together. It's like the way calcium and magnesium work inside the plant. They work together to make things better. Same with THC and CBD, man. They work together to make things better. You know, you gotta try both, man. Give it a shot. Do it fire top. You won't regret it. One more question here. Let's get this done. THC percentage, price, or terpenes? This is from Chain Gangster. Thanks for the question, bro. Especially when the cultivar is new to you, what is your deciding factor in buying and growing cannabis? I separated buying and growing because some may choose a seed to grow based on the ease of growth or potential yield, whilst some may purchase entirely on price versus taste or effect. Yeah, so some good points brought up there. You know,
Ooh-wee.
like what what makes you buy a specific seed? You know, what are you really looking for?
Seed or cultivar when you're in a store.
About weed now, we're experienced, but when I was first growing, when I first
That's
started to
true.
grow, the shit
Yeah.
I was looking for, THC and how many grams per square watt, how many grams per watt and how many grams per meter. So we're looking at 600 grams per square meter is what you should be looking at. For that's what I used to look for when I'm looking for seeds online, looking for THC. And this is back in the day when I was. I'm not doing that now. But as a new grower, somebody who's new to this shit, looking for THC, looking for yield. That's it, man. Everything else is like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, yield, yes, a little bit, but like for me, it's never been the THC percentage.
Never.
Never.
Right.
Well, unless you're testing it at home, if you're growing it, unless you're testing it, how do you really know anyway?
Right.
You know?
Oh, we test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We
But
still
a
test.
lot of home growers probably don't.
Right. No,
Right,
they
you
don't.
just
Well,
grow it and you
it's
smoke it and you're like,
$450 for one of them
exactly.
friggin'
So most
things,
people,
man.
it's just like it says it's going to be this much, and you grow it. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if as long as you enjoy the smoke, who really cares?
That's the thing, isn't it?
I
Just
always
make
look
sure you
for
get shit
effect
you
and
enjoy.
flavor. And
Yeah.
I don't
know,
even listen to
terps.
you. Listen to that shit, do you, John? Oh, it's gonna be euphoric. Like,
no,
fuck off.
like
None of that ever makes sense anymore. It's all bullshit.
it is, but I have a tendency to grow the older stuff that you usually could look at it and go and know that yep, that does do that for me. Like if you say Blue Dream or Super Lemon Haze, I know what is going to happen to me if I pick those.
But what happens to you doesn't necessarily happen to somebody else.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That is
subjective.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean,
Yeah.
there might be a sort of collection of common effects across a group of people, but
Right.
you might be an
right.
outlier.
I might be. That is true.
I would say you probably are, John, to be
Fuck off. Let me live in my best life, okay?
But yeah, it's really one of those. If you really want to find out what works for you, you got to try lots of different things and see what works for you.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's going to be the most important thing. Is if you've tried something that already works for you, go with that strain. Otherwise, for me nowadays, as an experienced grower, THC content doesn't mean shit, man. I mean, maybe you're looking for something over 15%. Anything over that, whatever. That just means the fucking lab said this on this day. You know, just something around 15%. Look for something you enjoy the taste of, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to taste that way. So maybe
lots of factors go into that too. You know,
that's right. Yeah, it's not really going to taste like that. Maybe it is, but it's not fucking likely. Depends on the medium. Depends what you're feeding it. If you grow it properly, if you dry it and cure it properly. You know, so just look for something that you think you're going to enjoy. It's not going to take too long. So if you have no weed, look for something that's done quick. If you have loads of weed, look for something that's going to take a while. It's going to taste different.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on your situation, man. Just figure out what works right for you. If you need to grow something quick, do a fucking auto. If you need to grow something a little bit quick, do a photo period. You know, a little bit of a veg and a flower on it. You'll get a little bit more off the whole thing. So you just have to figure out what works right for you. You know, as we said, I mean, we did a recommendations a couple of weeks ago, like lemon tree from Barney's Farm, CBD cream and cheese from Seedsman, shit from Dutch Passion, like Cinderella Jack. That's a great auto. That's like 28% if you want to grow auto. Cinderella Jack, Mephisto. I mean, anything from Mephisto. I've never had anything bad from them, as we said earlier. I mean, there's so many choices, man. You just got to figure out what works. No matter what you grow, it's probably going to be good shit. It's going to be good shit. It's just, does it work with you? And the only way you're going to find that out is by experimenting and seeing what works best for you. You know, there's nothing we can say that could give you a strain that's going to work specifically for something you're looking for. That's just going to take experimentation on your half. So just get shit you like the sound of, fucking grow it. And yeah, good luck. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know, you got help if you need it right here on High on Homegrown.
Word.
That's the last question. Did you remember the one we had? We got.
Yeah, I was
going
to say there's that one more, and I think the question was to the effect of like, is there a particular cultivar that would work well for making edibles?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Margaret? Yeah, I think that was the question. It's like, is one specifically for that?
Hash
Plant.
Yeah, like an
Yeah.
auto hash plant, I think is what it
Mhm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer?
Well, I think
No,
so
no,
as
that's
well.
what the question was. It was like, who or what is a good auto hash plant? I think, or for making hash, is what he was asking.
Yeah, we
Oh,
want
because
to.
I thought he was asking about plants for making edibles. And I was
Maybe
going to be
there's a
like,
different one.
there might have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, for edibles, I think you can pretty much use whatever you want because usually by the time it ends up in an edible, it's like most of the things that make one particular cultivar distinct have been kind of lost through the process.
Mhm.
But as for making hash, John, you say hash plant?
No, I don't know. That
Oh,
was his question, I think, is what it was.
mm.
And I don't know of any, like I've heard people say, but I've never grown them, and I've never grown for that purpose, so I don't
Like
know.
for making hash specifically. Yeah, because people do
Yeah.
look for, there are certain plants that work particularly well for making concentrates. This is a
Yeah.
question for Billy, actually,
Right. Yeah,
because
for
he's making
sure. This
hash
is a
all the
Billy
time.
question.
I'm sure he knows what to look for.
Yeah, terpenes matters less when you go into that kind of category, innit? So I would say something that has a high THC percentage and finishes as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and grows
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
small buds rather than big buds. That's another
Yeah,
thing
because
to
you
look
don't
for.
really need it for like bag appeal or
Yeah.
anything. You're
Well, you
just
want
gonna,
surface area, is what you want,
yeah.
because that's where the trichromes are growing. So something with better surface area, and that's going to be lots of small buds rather than one big one. That's going to have more surface area to it. One of those strains that grows like grapes. I've had them before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no
Anything
matter
that
what
has
it
a lot
is,
of trichomes on it, I think, is
yeah.
what you want for for when you're trying to do hash.
Yeah, just grow normal strains and save up the tip leaf and shit when you're trimming. And after a few grows, you'll be able to make your hash and your edibles out of that, mate. You know what I'm saying? Out of the
Yeah.
spare bits rather than dedicating a whole plant to it. But other than that, yeah, something about high in THC, but quick flowering time, that would be a good option, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I hope
Mm-hmm.
that helps. Anything else
Yeah.
there?
On that
No.
note, I don't think
No.
so.
I don't think so. That's everything.
Yeah.
Let's go to the outro. Man, these fucking episodes with these different topics and shit throughout the grow guides, they drop a lot of information, don't they? Rather than covering one
Mm-hmm.
thing, all
Yeah.
these different things. Damn, man.
They're like
Damn.
highlight summaries.
Yeah,
You know.
it's good. I like it. I like that we can put
Mhm.
this kind of information. It would be nice for me to have a resource like this podcast when I was initially first starting to grow.
Right.
And just find out all the fucking shit you need to know without any bullshit added. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I
Yeah,
agree.
'cause people like to talk a bit too sciencey sometimes. Like, look at me, look how
Yeah, there was a
smart I am.
lot of that when I was
Yeah.
when I started, and I was like, "What?"
It makes it seem really complicated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
You
thing.
approach it from that angle.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can
Mhm.
do that, right? Like you can make it super complicated, but
But why?
why?
Yeah.
You know?
Because it doesn't need to be. And yeah, I feel as if the only reason why you would make it super complicated is so people listening can be like, oh, that guy's so smart. He knows so much. It's not about
Right.
that, man. You just want the information to get to the people who fucking need it. You know?
Right.
Keep it simple.
Right.
Keep it fucking simple.
Yeah.
And then more
Stupid.
people, because
Like
people
Becky
listen, be like, oh
says.
no, this is so difficult. I'm not even going to try. It's like, man, if that
Mhm.
Macky guy can do it, I got this. I got this. Hold my beer. That's a...
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
But yeah, the more
Yup.
people who can get growing, the better. And so if anybody has any questions they want us to cover or any questions that would help with their grow or anything like that they want us to discuss on next week's show, give us a shout, man. We're always happy to answer your
Mhm.
questions. And just send them into the listener mail section somewhere.
There is one thing you didn't mention.
What did I mention?
Mm.
Next Friday.
Yes, Patreon session Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Yeah, man.
Success.
Yeah.
I always look
Yeah.
forward to them
Success.
sessions. We have a good time. You should join us
Did
sometime,
you
Margaret. I know you're busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this
Yeah.
time on
Yeah.
a Friday.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
Friday.
No. Well, I guess that's not too bad. If What time does it usually end?
Until
You can leave
the last
whenever. You don't
person-
have to
yeah.
stay the
Oh.
whole time. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. I'll
It's just
think
like a
about that.
session. Just drop
Yeah,
in,
it's
say
just
hi,
drop in.
leave 5 minutes after, or if we're talking about something you're interested in, stay for
Right.
2 hours and talk about
Yeah.
aliens. You know,
Maybe
depends
per
on the day.
chance.
You know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just Friday night. Busy social life.
Oh God.
Come and spend some time with us sometime, Mark.
I'm joking. I'm
Instead-
joking.
Instead of being in real life friends.
I do happen to have like a friend who's visiting from Germany right now.
Okay.
Bring them.
Bring him with.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not. in
Maybe he's
Italy.
got some info, or she, I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever, is got some info for us about Germany.
That's
She's
right.
not into weed at all. It's
Oh.
funny because I went to visit her last
Damn it,
year.
man.
That's when I went to
Oh,
Germany.
cool.
That's who I
Okay,
was
yeah.
staying with, and she still has like kids going to school in Canada, so she comes back every year. But I made
Okay.
edibles while I was there, and she's like, "They're still in my freezer."
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh wow. Oh well.
I
What can you
mean, they'll
do?
get eaten. I think some of her kids are eating them. Like her kids are all like in their 20s, but
I mean, you're
Oh,
gonna say
wow.
that when you say kids. You know, you're gonna specify the age. Don't
Yeah.
worry, everybody. They're not
yeah,
6
no,
years
they're
old.
they're
It's
all young
okay.
adults. Yeah.
Mhm. It'll be
Jesus.
good. It'll be good. Oh, Margaret, did you see the blooper reel?
Yes, I did.
Oh, fuck me.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, I have.
Oh.
I was saying like fuck me as in like fuck me, it's so good.
Oh, I know.
I hate those guys so much for getting me
I know.
addicted to it.
I know.
Anyway,
It is good.
let's say goodbye to everybody. It's been a long one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good
God.
show. Good show. Very enjoyable. Thanks to everybody for coming to join us. Don't forget to hit the like
everybody.
button, subscribe, blah blah blah, all that
We'll
YouTube
see you next
stuff.
week.
We have to say
Yeah.
100,000 subscribers, so I can not get the fucking thing they send to people who get that because we're related to cannabis. But yeah, one day,
Sons of bitches.
one day we can be pissed off at YouTube for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good times. All right, let's wave. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.